Ho, and welcome back to the Pretty Little Podcast, Easter edition, 420 edition. We are your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
And my name is Caroline, and you're probably wondering, like, okay, is Caroline celebrating these holidays? Is Caroline celebrating these high holidays? Because she's either having a freaking sugar rush or she's stoned out of her freaking gourd, because what was that intro? I want you to know neither. Yet. Neither yet. Just
Jesus
kidding.
Christ.
I have to, like, before we talk about anything, I have to tell you about Mom. I'm like chomping at the bit to tell you this because it's Easter themed. And then I'm going to do some shameless plugs, and I want you to remind me because I famously forget to do the shameless plugs until the very end. And I don't think you're all there. So at the very end, which is okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a betrayal, but it's okay. But so I'm going to do it today. But anyway, what I need to tell you about Mom. So yesterday, I'm teaching a lesson at the house and I'm leaving. I go upstairs and like, that is the thing. If I leave through the upstairs, like I'm in the house for probably another hour because there is no escaping once Mom and my favorite thing Mom does, and we've talked about this.
You put it on Mom, but you guys really.
Well, that's the problem.
I'm
I'm like, I don't need to be in her orbit because the second I get in her orbit, I'm like in another thing. And
right.
You know what I mean? But that's what's so great about Mom is she does have a way of drawing you in. But and you and I have talked about this, how funny it is. And like, so like I'll walk up from the basement steps, I'll be in the kitchen. And we'll have like a little kiki in there. And I'll be like, okay, I'm leaving. And I'll like make it to the dining room. And then she's like stops and she's like, wait, you know what,
yeah.
Goo? She's like, wait, let me get something. It's just in the attic. Let me just go get something for you. And I'm like, no. And at that point, I'm like, I gotta go. She's like, no, it'll take me 1 second. I'll take you 1 second. And I'm like, Mom. And she's like, no, seriously. She's already up the steps. And I'm like, okay. So then I move into the living room and she comes down and we have a little kiki. She makes her way to the chair. Now she's sitting. And I'm like, okay, well, should I sit? Like, we're sitting. We're like in the living room, in the drawing room. And so we have a little talk there. And then I'm like, okay, Mom, I really got to go. So we get up. She walks me to the door. We have a little moment at the door on the porch. And then she's still talking to me as I'm walking across the street to my car. Like, so it's just, how do you escape? I even went upstairs at one point. I forgot that. I blacked out. At some point, she lured me to the second floor. I was like, Mom, if I go up these steps, I might never come back down. Like, she's like, oh, Goo. By the way, she's using your room as her dressing room.
Aw, that's kind of sweet.
And she goes, oh, they're just in my dressing room. And I thought she meant her offlet. And no, she meant your room.
Her offlet, classic.
And she's all her stuff for her trip all laid out,
which
like on your bed.
Which is so funny because, like, closet, it's not like closet. It's
what's so interesting
like the L
is
in offlet doesn't really need to be there.
No, it doesn't. And what's also funny is that like during COVID, this phenomenon of a closet / office became very popular, and people rightfully just called it a cloffice rather than an offlet.
That's so funny.
And Mom was
during COVID for Mom it was an art studio.
That's true. That's so true. Anywho,
why is that Easter related?
Well, that's not really what I needed to say. So as we're like at our third location on the goodbye tour of me leaving the house, she goes, now, if you happen to see some movement on your Ring camera tonight, it might just be the Easter Bunny.
No way.
And I was like, wait, the Easter Bunny is going to come to my house? And she goes, I'm just saying it might just be the Easter Bunny. And he might just leave it on the porch. I'm like, okay. And so I like tell Anthony, I'm like, so you know, the Easter Bunny might be coming by at some point tonight once night has fallen.
I really pray she had an outfit on.
Oh, I don't know because I didn't see her and I wanted to. I was checking her location, Phoebe. I have woken up on Easter believing that the Easter Bunny might be real because I was watching her location. Kelly and I are sitting in the living room waiting. Like we were like waiting for the Easter Bunny. Anthony goes to get food and he comes back and he walks in and the Easter Bunny had already come. We completely missed it. We completely missed the Easter Bunny. And
That's so embarrassing.
and the Easter Bunny left this big bag that has geese all over it with a massive, I mean, like Chuck-sized goose toy for the dogs. I haven't gone through it yet because I had to wait for Easter. But I did want to let you know the Easter Bunny fully came to my home last night. But how funny. I was like, I'm going to see her today, too.
She's so Miss Cobell.
She's... Even in day, it is too perilous. We wait for night. That's Mom talking about being the fucking Easter Bunny.
The Easter Bunny.
It's so funny, though. I was like, I literally was I'm going to see her today. I was like, you could have given it to me at dinner.
Well, it's not from her.
Oh, right. Sorry. But I'm sorry. Is that not so cute? You might see some movement on your Ring camera. It's probably just the Easter Bunny.
She was like, it wasn't like going to be like, she could have just had it like waiting for you in the studio or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But
I'm going to be with her today. Like, it's so cute.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
wait, what? The Easter Bunny's going to come to he knows where I live? Oh, you must listen to the podcast because, they always are like, hey, you guys have doxed yourself. And it's like, that's on purpose. We would love to be found. If you come up to me on the street and say, are you Caroline? I would do the jig of joy. I want you to know where I am. I'm literally
Oh my God.
planting clues. Okay, go ahead. Tell me about your Easter baskets.
It was so good. Mom got me a hat. She got me a great little copy of Little Women.
Oh,
A very cute one. What else? A little anthropology candle.
Ooh.
A Lego set. Super stoked about that. A 3-in-1 Lego set, which is great because then I have 3 Lego sets technically, because I like working on my dexterity.
You could call her a collector. Could call her a collector.
My dexterity while I watch television rather than sit on my phone and play Minecraft or something. So, which does work my creative muscle, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, you're literally like basically an architect of a small town. Yeah. So
then that's true. And guys, this town is chic.
That's true.
And quaint.
I don't know if,
classic.
again, like this is a moment where I'm like, does Phoebe know what chic means? Like if we looked up in the dictionary, she'd be like, oh, that's what that word means? Like, I don't know.
No,
because she did just
I
describe her Minecraft village as chic.
Don't call it a village.
What is it? A town?
Yes.
What's the diff?
Nearly a city.
We are practically a thriving metropolis. Oh my God.
It is. Just ask Lily. Lily and me having to like Google, like basically like hack the mainframe to figure out how to get Lily in my Minecraft world because we haven't done it since we were like.
Well, it's like nice of you to invite her.
Like literal kids. Well, I don't know how to do it from this far away.
I'm shocked. Does she trust you to come in her world? No.
Well, she showed it to me on her computer. I don't pay for it. I just have like the free version on my phone.
She showed it to you. She said you can look, but you can't touch.
To be fair, she I can't risk.
She said I don't know about you being in here. You might.
She's like, hey, I paid $30 for like full Minecraft.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say $30 a month, and I was like, okay, she's rich. Okay, she's a rich college kid. It can be done.
She's living different circumstances.
Different tax bracket that I was in when I was a sophomore in college. Mom is so cute with her Easter Bunny like shenanigans. She did tell me that she got you, well, with her everything shenanigans. She told me she got you a hat, and she was like, and I don't know if it's like a cute hat, but it's something. It's some more variety.
I think that's how Mom feels about every hat that I own.
Mom, if you
I don't know if it's like a cute hat.
If you're listening, and if anyone's listening and they've noticed that this episode feels a little bit different, obviously we acknowledge about the 2 high holy holidays, but it's actually that Phoebe's not wearing a hat. She's not wearing a hat, and when she's wearing a hat, she's a little disruptive. She sent me a tweet this week that was like, hats
so
disrupt.
funny.
And I was like, that's a fucking hilarious, because it's so true.
They were like accessories and clothing are means of expression, absolutely, but they become part of your body. A hat is alien.
A hat, no, and that is such a good way to describe it because it does feel that way. When I put a hat on for the first time in like a couple days, like, because it's amazing
like, oh my God,
how
everyone's looking at me.
Yeah, it's amazing how
everyone
quickly
knows I haven't
you
worn a hat.
forget what it feels like to have a hat on your head. You know what I mean? Like, you're probably used to it by now, but after today, I don't know, Phoebe. You're not wearing a hat. Tomorrow, you might put it on and like throw it off and be scared like it shocked you, like an electric shock went through your body. Like, it is.
Well, I just got back from church and it's Easter. I'm not wearing a hat to church on Easter. So yeah, guys, I went to the 7 a.m. service.
That's
and
crazy.
Went to Starbucks, and sometimes it's just like wow, if I woke up just a little bit earlier. But I also, this entire week, I've like had in my mind that I went to church yesterday and then I went to the 7 a.m. today. And I like had my plan in mind of going, but like saying something starts at 7 a.m. feels so different
than actually having to get there
like
at 7 a.m.
remembering that you have to, because it's like, oh, that's 7. It's not that early, but you don't get up at 7. You have to be there at 7.
That's, yeah. Do you count backwards when you're like, okay, I have an obligation at this time. I need to give myself a 25-minute buffer because I'm always late. Then I need to like figure out the time I'm leaving the house. How much time do I need to like, blah, blah, like I just go backwards to figure out exactly how much time I can have in the bed before I need to be up and functioning.
I set my alarm for 6 and then another alarm for 6:30 so I could just like lay in bed for 30 minutes.
Yeah. I just don't know how people are like organically morning people. Like, and I even think about myself, like I used to get up and go to a 5:45 a.m. spin class. Like often. What? Like I can barely get out of bed.
I think about that. I mean, even just the like, I feel like I only did it for like a month, but going to the gym before work.
I remember that version of you.
I'm like in bed till 8:55.
Yeah, as long as freaking pos. As long as pos is what I always say. Okay, well, I'm going to get into my shameless plugs, not because Phoebe reminded me, but because I reminded myself. A few things, you guys. If you are a Patreon member, or if you're not, it's never too late to become one. We did release a Pretty Little Punch Bowl over the weekend, and it's kind of a laugh riot. It's kind of a freaking laugh riot, Fee, wouldn't you say? We really
did have fun.
We dove into...
But I do fear that in the season 7, episode 1, they wanted us to forget that Emily and Melissa have about Melissa,
that they have a sordid past. Absolutely, they wanted us to forget. Guess what? There were ample
opportunities for Emily to bring up her Melissa theory in the season 1 episode, and not once did she.
And it would have honestly, if she, and we'll get into this on Thursday, you guys, but if she loves Allie in this moment, as it seems she does, then you would think she'd be...
That was also crazy.
She'd be ready to pin this on Melissa, so that it could absolve Allie.
I was like, wait, do we have to go through every line Allie's ever said to
Emily?
Oh my
God, I know.
And then we have to watch the entire kiss scene.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, you guys just, like, this episode wasn't long enough, even though it felt like the longest episode. It felt like a long episode,
and I think it was extra long, and it should have been. Like, it should have been.
It's because we needed those scenes of Emily, I guess.
I guess so. And we're not saying we didn't. Okay. But we just know the truth now.
Emma.
Well, we also know about Melissa. You know what I mean? Like
Melissa.
know all about Melissa. And so so the Pretty Little Punch Bowl from this weekend is the Melissa episode, okay? And we're talking all about Emily and Melissa and what the heck went down. And we're right. And we're actually, and Sarah Shepard didn't confirm, but if she heard the episode, I think she would. Okay, so I think
we'd have another book coming out.
I think we'd have another freaking book added to the series. Yeah. So that came out over the weekend. If you are tier 2 or 3 on the Patreon, we have got a pilot recap coming out this week. Let us know what you'd like to hear. Let us know what you'd like to see. And then also last week we released our 30 Things I Learned by 30, which was also like our 3 years of the Pretty Little Podcast celebration. I will say that episode was a little bit more like, I struggle to say personal or vulnerable because I mean, I'm always bearing it all, but it definitely felt a little bit scarier to put into the world. And that was made even worse because you may remember I did say on the episode, guys, on Wednesday, this episode's going to come out. And then I get a text at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday saying, oh my God, this episode. I was like, wait, what? I was like, that's been out. People have been listening to this for 7 hours. Like, no. I was like, I wasn't mentally prepared for that.
I was just so locked into my schedule, my habits.
I guess you were. But anyway, so if you haven't listened, go check it out. Let us know what you think. We have so much to discuss today. Before we get into all of the other people's business we're going to discuss, let's talk more about ourselves because we love to do that. Let's visit Planet Me for a moment and talk about ourselves. I have to discuss a few things. I went to Charleston and had an amazing time. Took in a lot of culture. Kelsey Ballerini concert, 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which I did get to be a speller. Are you familiar with the show?
There's crowd participation in it, I believe.
There is. Are you familiar with the show though?
Well, I know Pandemonium. I know a couple of the songs.
You know, I speak 6 languages. I feel like that's one you would know.
I don't love the music in that musical, except I do like the song Pandemonium.
If you're not familiar, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee is a really, really fun, irreverent musical that does feature, yes, audience participation. So I got to go to a dress rehearsal, and they needed spellers, of course. And of course, I was all about it because I saw it in my alma mater. I saw it at CFC. Got to go back on the Emmett Robinson stage at the College of Charleston, which just like felt so nice. It was like, and it was like in the middle of a show, you know? So
and then everybody like felt different. They were like, wait.
They were like, was a star
who is that
in our midst? Sophie, I don't even think I told you about this. I've got to. Okay. So we go up there and here's how it works. You don't know when they're going to call you from, like, you're sitting on the stage with everybody. You don't know when they'll call you up. You don't know what your words will be, like nothing like that. But they know, just so you guys know, I don't want you to be scared or turned off from going to see a production of this ever. They don't call randomly people in the audience. They know who they are calling up ahead of time. So you are not at risk, okay? If you go see the show, you don't need to be scared, think you can't go in. You're not at risk for being caught on stage, okay? Unless you want to be. So I go up. They call me down. My first word, mayonnaise. Phoebe, spell mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
Mayonnaise.
Incorrect. 2 N's. I got it right.
What the hell?
I know, but I was like, okay, we're going to play it like this. This was my first word. Okay. Some people got like cat. Okay. Mayonnaise, the secret 2 N's. Yeah, I got it right though, which was crazy. But as you go up, they say something about you. So they're the first one, they're like, Caroline's a big deal. And I'm like, and you guys don't know how true that is. Like, I'm getting the sense you guys on stage, CFC theater kids, don't know how true that is. And then the next time I get called up, they say, Caroline hosts a podcast with her more talented sister.
Yes.
Which was so funny.
Well, finally.
So finally someone said it.
I'm putting that on a mug or
with
a
her
t-shirt
more
to sell.
talented sister. Which Peter sent, like writes what they have to say. So like Peter wrote it for the actor to read. And the word they gave me was skibbity. Phoebe, spell skibbity.
SKIBBIDTY.
Wait, spell it again.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to spell it the same way that I did, I can't remember.
Phoebe is famously the most fun speller. Spell it again.
SKI B. I think there are 2 B's in that.
You said 2 B's the first time.
B.
She's doubling down.
Is it just TY?
Skibbity. Sound the fucking word out.
I am. I'm famously good. This is what I'm good at, the phonics.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, don't try to correct me on the on how it sounds. Okay, so that's not how you spell it. I spelled it this way: SKIBIDEE. I was wrong.
Oh,
it's SKIBIDI.
You know, that's like a meme word.
Yeah, I know. Well, and the thing is, like, you have to get out. Like, you can't. Like, if you did, and I just so happy everyone had to get out.
Imagine Caroline is fully like adding an hour of runtime to this musical
because I can spell every word. They're like, okay, we did not think she was going to get like anaphylaxis. How did she spell that? Okay, let's bring out supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I would have been able to spell that too. So, but I did get out on Skibbity, and they like sing the goodbye song. It's so cute. But then I'm out. They walk you back to your seat in the audience, and I can't remember the name of the character, but he sings a song called
Hey, I'm a really big fan of your sister's work.
Yeah, that's what happened. He sings a song called My Unfortunate Erection because he gets out of the spelling bee because he gets distracted by somebody in the audience. And that somebody is Marigold Coney Bear, who he placed on me for this show. And he goes, hey, Marigold, let's make our own podcast on stage. like in the mic, comes out, spotlight on me, sings My Unfortunate Erection to me. And Anthony has never seen the show. And I was like, what a treat for you that you get to see it
funny that,
like this.
Peter had to have been having so much fun.
Oh, it was a blast. Like, it was so fun. Peter's like sitting next to me. Like, it was just, I'm like, how many times have we sat in this theater together, but we've been like getting notes, and now he's like telling me stuff about like what they want. Like, it was just like so cool, and the show is so good. And then the next night we saw Legally Blonde, which I think is still running in Charleston. So if you're in Charleston, fucking go see it. It was Phoebe. Like, I mean, Anthony also had never seen Legally Blonde, which is one of my favorite musicals, and I don't think people give it enough credit.
I've never seen the musical.
People like kind of poo-poo it, I think, just because it's like Legally Blonde.
Well, that's insane. Even as someone who's never seen it, that's insane.
No, it's a perfect musical.
Perfect.
It's a perfect musical. And so we saw it. Anthony,
What You Want, guys, by the way, What You Want from Legally Blonde got played in the basement dance sessions a lot.
And as it should have. I mean, I'm sorry, there's nothing better than fucking Legally Blonde. There were 2 dogs, count them, 2 in the show, and they were so cute. They were like so excited to be there. It was adorable. Anthony and I, like, we didn't flip through our program once to see how many songs were left. Not that I don't know the show inside and out, but like Anthony didn't. Just smiling, nonstop fun. It was so fucking good. Like, unbelievable. They're also on TikTok. So go follow Charleston Stage on TikTok, and they are going viral. Like, Trisha Paytas, Laura Bell Bundy have been commenting on their videos of Legally Blonde.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's like, they're doing so well. So you should really go check it out, because it's one of the best shows I've seen in so long. Like, it really was just so good. We also got to go to By the Way in Charleston, Craig and Austin's new bar. Fee, we missed you. I did get you a hat. The hats are super cute.
Thank you.
It was so fun, you guys.
Thank you. I made a point of asking for that and making sure it was.
And they're good
purchased.
hats. Clyde got one too.
I'm excited.
They had red and green. It's just like, the vibes are so good. They still kept all the vibes of like Warehouse that was there before. That was so fun. And like, the food was so good. It was so great as like a nightlife spot. And no celeb sightings though, except we did see TJ and Michaels there, but we didn't say anything. I was like, where's Emmy? If Emmy Sherrod had been there though, like, I would have been taken out. Like, I would have been like removed, forcibly removed. Emmy would be like, I'm scared of her. I'm like, no, I get you. I understand you, Emmy. I'm not like them. I'm here to tell you how much you mean to me. I'm not here to tell you you're a dumb bitch.
No, she's so good. She's so good.
While we're in Charleston, this guy comes up to me and Anthony, and he's like, how are you guys? Like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. So how's your business? And I'm like, the podcast? Oh. I'm like,
Did he think you were someone else?
He goes, no. He goes, don't you guys have a dog grooming business? I was like, definitely not. We have dogs that we get groomed from time to time. I was like, he's like, no, you have like a dog like grooming business. Can you imagine? I was like,
I like that he's doubling down. He's like, no. Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do. I'm asking how your business, the dog grooming business, of course. Oh, that rinky dink operation. Oh, no, that's fine. Like, so funny. Anyway, I won't bore you with the rest of my. Yes, I knew him.
Why did he think you?
I don't know why he thought that. I have literally no clue. Like, that's why it's so funny. I don't know why he thought that. I do know this man, and Anthony knows this man.
That's crazy.
So, like, pay more attention to the people in your life is the lesson there. That's the lesson there. Fee, how's your week been?
Good. I'm a little tired, but I feel
Why?
like I didn't do very much. I don't know. It's just, life.
Okay.
What did I do Friday? Friday, I ordered pad thai and watched.
Yes.
I watched Jackie, which has been on my list for so long. You guys know how I feel about Miss Natalie Portman, greatest actress alive. And then I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Which one?
And I had a bit of the 2005 one.
Okay.
I had a bit of a realization.
That's interesting.
That
are we supporting that man?
No, but that movie was so important to me as a kid. And I love Freddie Highmore. He's in it.
It's okay. You know what? The other day, I really wanted to watch Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was like, Anthony, can I watch the Pirates of the Caribbean if we just don't tell anybody? And he was like, Caroline, it's Caribbean. Anyway, you were saying?
I'm sure he's not making tons of money on the residuals of that movie from Max.
Well, I wouldn't risk it.
But I did watch it, and I had a realization. Now you're making me feel like I won't be able to say this, but I do think that that is a contender for what made me say culture is for me.
Well, do you remember? Because did we go see it with Kathy and Beth, our aunts in Boston?
This is exactly it.
And I remember Kathy thought it was the line semi-annual haircut was so funny. I remember walking to the car and she was still laughing about the line. I was going for my semi-annual haircut. And I don't know why I've thought about that like every year since that day and been like, why was that so funny? And what am I missing?
Well, I remember going to see, it was the first AMC we'd probably really ever been to because we had Carmike at the time at home.
What
was an AMC with an escalator?
What theater we were? Oh, okay. Well, the escalator made it stand out.
And I was like, whoa, this is
different.
This is crazy. And then I just remember really being on the front lines of that award season campaign for that film at the Kids' Choice Awards.
Phone banking.
Yes. Yes. And this is another moment of Kathy that I remember formatively from this movie and seeing it in Boston and all of that, is that there was a commercial for the Kids' Choice Awards where they played a part of one of the Oompa Loompa songs. And I shot up.
You're like, it's me!
Skipped around the table singing the song, and Kathy lost it. She was like, what?
I bet. Hey, anyone on earth would have had that reaction. Were you wearing a fedora?
Probably.
Okay. Even more of a reason to fucking lose your mind at something like that. A show like that.
At my friend Amanda's birthday party, I was playing a game with some people, and somehow fedoras got brought up.
As they do.
They thought I was like, I started explaining my fedora lore, and they thought that it was a bit. Like, they thought I was joking, and I had to be like, wait. No, I'm serious.
Pause. Can you... Okay, take us there. Can you just recreate history and explain it exactly how you did? Because I want to know. I just want to be there. I'm having FOMO. Can you just do it again?
I was like, I used to wear fedoras, like, as a kid. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah. And then they were like, oh, well, I mean, I guess there was that, like, time where, like, they were, like, in. And I was like, yeah.
They're like, thank you.
It was like, there was that time, but those weren't really the kinds of fedoras I was wearing.
Yeah, I wasn't really doing it to, like, be on trend. I was doing it to more, like, start the trend.
And I was like, I'm not saying this in a way of, like, I was ahead of the trend, but unfortunately I was. And not in a way that, like, brought the trend in. It's just that I was wearing fedoras before Justice started selling them.
You're like, but the facts are the facts.
The fedoras were previously only being marketed to, like, 60 and 70-year-old men who shop in Kohl's, which
who like go to jazz clubs. Yeah.
I was like, it was like my mom's worst nightmare, but she took me to Kohl's, so she knew I was like slightly miserable, but I had a good attitude. And so I wanted a fedora. And I mean, in retrospect, I'm sure it was this moment of like, oh, am I about to buy my daughter this white,
honestly,
pinstriped fedora?
I don't think
that's too big for her head.
I don't think it was like that, because the reality is that fedora was probably marked down. It's probably $10 tops, okay? And mom's like, whatever. She had no clue what she was getting herself into. So I don't think she had that moment you speak of until like the second fedora, and she's like, wait.
Well, she bought me the second fedora.
Okay, so that was a joke. The next one that you asked for, or maybe it was once you started wearing them every day, she was like, oh, I don't know if I thought these were going in the dress up box in the basement dress up box, but these are in an everyday rotation. Okay. Well, then she loved it. She thought it was so cute.
But I did have to, then I was like, yeah, I had a lot of fedoras. And like when normal people hear that someone had a lot of fedoras, like they're envisioning like a couple.
Yeah,
and
what is like, a lot of fedoras?
They were like, how many? And I was like, do I give them the right answer? Do I tell them that I had upwards of 50 fedoras?
So what did you tell them?
I did tell them the truth, but I still don't think they've really believed me.
Oh, I bet they didn't because that's insane. But were you wearing a hat?
No, not that night because I had just gotten my hair cut. Which
So they were like,
also,
we just can't. We don't really see you.
We don't see it
in a hat. Yeah.
But I then, well, this is I don't really have a whole ton to catch everybody up on, but I did switch my skin routine.
Oh yeah, tell us about this.
I have been using Curology for the last since my junior year of college. I don't know.
You have been very religious about it and like very good about it. Honestly, very proud. I think I never have used Curology, but what I will say, and you can speak on this as a user of it, but like, I feel like if you're somebody that a skincare routine is like overwhelming for you, or you don't know where to start, or like you just want to get in the habit of doing it, like that's such a great way to start because it kind of like built the like routine in you. And
I totally agree.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
And I would still be using it, but I had to get a new card. And so my payment, I haven't updated my card on file on Curology. And I have been like, it is a little too expensive. Like, it's like, for what I'm getting, it's just the price keeps going up. And I haven't really, like,
is time for you to try something new.
My skin just isn't like amazing enough for me to be like, well, I have to keep paying this every 2 months.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really love about it is, number one, their moisturizer I did really like. It's delivered. And also their chapstick is really good, but you can buy the chapstick at Target, I learned.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. I switched to, Caroline recommended The Ordinary, which I think my skin is really liking.
What did you get? Did you get like a kit or individual?
I just got the kit. It was under $20, which is amazing because that's like as a small percentage of what I was paying for.
But it feels like before. Luxe, doesn't it? Like
it does. And there's still 3 steps. And I like the little like dropper for my second step.
Is it the hyaluronic acid or something? It's like, it feels like real adult skincare, and it's like in a glass bottle, which I like. Like it doesn't feel like it should be like under $10 for that serum, you know?
But it's good. And I am having to get used to the moisturizer is a little, like my Curology moisturizer made me feel like I had like lotion on my face.
Was it? Okay, so was moisturizer, it a cream?
Yeah, and this one is clear. And like the first night I used it, my skin felt dry. But now that my skin is used to the serum that I use in step 2, it doesn't feel dry anymore.
Okay.
So I just had to get, it's been like a week.
If you're
I got it before I went to go see Warfare last Tuesday.
We'll talk about that in a few. If you are using a hyaluronic acid, I don't know what's in your kit, but if it has that. I think
that's what it is. It was something different, I think.
Niacinamide. Hyaluronic acid, what's great about it, if you don't know, is I think it can store like up to, I don't want to get the number wrong, but it can store a lot more water than like its weight. And so it actually, like when you put it into your face, it draws in water from like the environment and whatever. And like it continues to hydrate your face like all day. So if you pair that with a gel moisturizer, like what it sounds like Phoebe's using, it will help like make that moisturizer work even better. Okay, what do you got?
The first step is glucoside foaming cleanser.
Okay.
Which I really like. And then the second step is salicylic acid, 2% solution.
Okay, so honestly, Fee, you probably do need a little extra moisture. So here's what I'm going to recommend, okay? And
but maybe you don't. Have oily skin.
Okay, well, but honestly,
like especially
a lot of times
it dries up here.
It can happen that you can get the oily skin from needing more moisture in your skin too. What I'm going to recommend, 2 options. Number 1, The Ordinary does have like a face oil that you can put on top of or mix in with your moisturizer. So you could do like a drop of that at nighttime on top and just pat it in. It's not going to make your face oily, but it will just like really give you more moisture. Or First Aid Beauty, their moisturizer. I think you've used it before. It's light, but it's still that like kind of lotiony feeling.
Like sometimes it comes as like a gift. Like I feel like it's like sometimes you get it at checkout.
Oftentimes at checkout or like a birthday gift or something. And it's inexpensive and it lasts forever. A little goes a long way, but it'll give you that feeling that you're missing. So if you need a recommendation, that's what I would say. But yeah, I mean, it's so accessible to have good skincare now. I feel like with brands like The Ordinary, the Inky List is a similar kind of thing. Their packaging doesn't feel as luxe to me. It's at Ulta. It's not, or no, it's at Sephora too. And then Bubble, which is like drugstore, Ulta, whatever. And the packaging is really cute and colorful and fun. It's giving like Drunk Elephant packaging, but it's like,
which I also like them, but they're so expensive.
Yes, exactly. So anywho, okay, love that, Fee. Well, let's get into other people's business because I want to talk about Coachella. We weren't there. I know that's surprising. One of these days, we're going to go. But here is what I have decided. Like, I don't really want to go until I can go the way that I want to go. You know what I mean? Like,
it looks miserable.
I want to go when I like can be definitely comfortable. And I just don't know that.
Guys, and I actually think this year we've seen celebrities, not influencers, kind of start to go back to regular dressing for Coachella, which I think we need to encourage. And I sent Caroline what Haim posted before Coachella. Haim posted like a photo dump from when they went to Coachella in like 2006, which feels weird because they don't age. Like, it feels like they should have been like teenagers, and they weren't. They could have been like 19 or something in those pictures, but they looked. I was like, these are like 2011 or 12.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. But they were like in completely like just street clothes, just normal clothes that you would wear.
A simpler time.
And that's when you remember that Coachella used to be just like a festival that people in California would like go. No, it's not even about that, but like I also saw these pictures of this girl whose parents took her when she was a kid, back when like before like people had like iPhones. Like, it was like their families would go, and like it was like a
I guess that's a good point, because when we went to ACL, they did that. You could get like a day pass for like your family, and kids could go for free. And we were kind of like, get out. Yes. I totally agree with you. I feel like I saw people dumbing it down a little bit. Not dumbing it down, dressing it down. But I also think, like, again, social media, we're seeing the outfits that are crazy. I feel like if we were actually there, it might feel a little bit, because I mean, again, it's like at any music festival, you're going to see all types. And that's sort of like the beauty of it, is like music is what's bringing us all together, even though like we're all so different, whatever. Right. But I noticed that too. And I was like, I kind of like that there's this like mix. And it was the like, it's interesting because it was like the A-list celebrities did not care about their outfits. They were like shorts and a tee. And then like, you know, the influencers
like,
were showing out.
Why do we do this to ourselves? Like, why do we make it that? And I realized, I mean, this isn't some breakthrough realization. Everybody knows that the phones are like such a major issue across the board for everything. But watching the Masters, I didn't watch it, but like seeing clips of it and seeing no phones are allowed there. You have to put your phone away. And seeing the moments, like the moments of excitement, and all these comments were like, man, like it is so cool to see. Like, nobody feels like they missed out because they didn't videotape the last stroke before the Masters was won. They enjoyed being in the moment with all these people watching the same moment that they were also excited about. And especially in a place like that, like it feels very much like a pilgrimage for a lot of people when we go, which is why I think people are so willing to do it. But like, we should, I've been trying to be better about that at like concerts, and like, I never watch these videos. I don't need them. I should just enjoy it. When I went to go see Jason Isbell, there was like a rule that I mean, it wasn't a rule, but like he was like, you don't have to film this. You don't have to do it. Like, please keep your phones away. Put it on airplane mode if you can, and just like be here in the room with everybody else. And everybody did it.
It's interesting because there's like another side of that coin as well, where like the Sabrina Carpenters of the world like rely on that. Like, imagine if that culture, but it's just so interesting because it's like, depending on who you are, your level of stardom, the art you're making, your audience, like it's a tool or it's a hindrance, you know? And it's just interesting that like with someone like Sabrina Carpenter, I wonder if we had taken out that iPhone culture, say even with Chapel at Coachella last year, like would they be experiencing
that's a really good point. And that's
what they are.
That's another thing about Coachella is that it's kind of more fun to just sit and watch it on your couch. You get all the angles you want. The sound is great.
It is
like,
true. Like, again, that's how I feel. Like, I'm like, if I can't go and like truly be in the lap of luxury, then like I don't know how much I want to be there. I want to be there, but I'm just like, to quote Parker Posey in The White Lotus, I just don't think at this age that I'm meant to live an uncomfortable life. I just don't.
That's printed somewhere for cake.
Yes. I mean, and you know what? For me too. I do want to go so bad. Like, I need to go before I die, and I trust that I will. But now I'm kind of like, I want to go with Phoebe in the podcast. I want us to go and have fun together. But like, I want that to, and I do feel like when we do go, we're gonna be like, wait, this is such a moment for us. Like, truly. Because we're agreeing right now, right, that we're not going until we can do it the way that Alex Earl does it. Just kidding. Right, imagine we dress exactly like the Earl girls. I just wear like 6 enormous belts. I can't walk. I'm like, oh, I'm chafing. Does anybody have any chafe cream? No one does. They're like, of course not. Our legs don't touch. I'm like, mine neither. I just want it anyway. In case I see someone else whose legs do touch. Not me, of course. Okay, Gaga's set looked so amazing. I feel like she's having such a resurgence, and I'm like, I'm not having that ownership thing, but I am like, I hope you guys who were there know what you got to experience and witness, and that you respect it.
Yeah, and it also just is like, the seeing her weekend 1 performance, and when the beginning part of Poker Face started to play, it just was this moment I had where I was like, wow, like the fact that little thing plays and people go berserk, it's like she is such a hit maker. Like, everything she's ever made has been amazing.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I'm on such a Lady Gaga kick right now. I've been listening to this playlist, like a random Spotify playlist that's like best of Lady Gaga, and I'm remembering some like old songs that I fucking loved, and like I know you've been on the Fame kick, but like Paper Gangster, like I just like
the piano in that song.
No Paper Gangster.
Yeah, it's just good.
So good. Like, I listen to art pop, even like I'm rediscovering Chromatica, and I just still I reject any distaste of that album.
There's
from
a lot of the critic. Well, it's not. It just wasn't my favorite, but a lot of critics think that Mayhem is aging it really well.
I do agree with that. I feel like it's almost like I don't believe that she knew what her entire trajectory would look like. I don't think that she plans it out that way, but it's like, look how well it's all fit together, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's like,
I agree.
She's been in so many different versions of Gaga and what Gaga is, but like at the heart of it, it's still like the same thing, which is just so cool. Charlie and Lord, that was maybe one of the biggest moments of FOMO I've had maybe ever. Just watching them strut down that fucking catwalk.
You know what me and Bobby were talking about going into the Brat Tour starting?
Yeah.
Is there so few cities in the US that she's going to? It just feels likely that there might be some stuff happening at different shows.
Well, I agree with that, because Anthony was like, do you think, because I mean, I know you're going to Chicago. I'm going to Brooklyn.
I know.
I do feel like Brooklyn could be a show. I could see that for Chicago too, but I feel like any New York show, there's like a higher percentage. That's a good point. Yeah. But like
and Chicago she's only going to big cities. And
that's true.
My real dream is that What Was That comes out Friday, and then Lord's in Chicago Monday.
Okay, if that happens to you, I will never speak to you again. Podcast canceled. Because like I won't even be able to be happy for you. Unfortunately, sorry, I just won't. I'm already, What Was That is already my favorite song, my top played song on Spotify this year. It's already my ringtone, my ring back tone. Like, it's already playing at my funeral. And it is, because what is it, baby? What was that? Did she say baby? What is the line?
Not you. Not knowing the words.
What was that? I know the main ones. What did she say though? Baby, or you don't know it either. After she goes,
since I was 17.
What was that? Since I was 17, you to me. Now, baby, what was that?
I don't know what it is about the way Jack Antonoff records. I don't know that Jack Antonoff did this, but the way that he kind of fosters artistry and singers that you can hear, I can see and hear how Lorde is moving,
the entire
and how
song.
Taylor moves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I can hear the way that she's like on the microphone.
Yes.
The same way with Taylor. It's like I can hear her. I can see her in the studio doing her little.
Yes. 100%. 100%. I can't. I mean, like, and by the way, happy birthday to Torture Poets Department. I mean,
yes. And when will that get its Chromatica treatment from the critics?
It's a good point. Every time I revisit that album, I find something else I'm obsessed with. I keep listening to So High School all the time, and Anthony keeps being like, So High School? Like, he'll keep, like, he knows when he starts to hear it now, and I'm like, good, this is good. He always goes, I know how to ball, you know, Aristotle. Like, and that is, I was like, So High School does make me think of you, Anthony, because it did feel like high school.
That when this is what it is. The reason people think she's cringe is because she is, but also there's this idea that she doesn't know that some of what she's doing is camp. Like I think there are people who believe that when they hear lyrics like "You know how to ball, I know Aristotle," that she's not like laughing with us. People think that she like wrote that and thinks it's like great poetry. She wrote it because it's clever and funny and like tongue in cheek and cute.
And she knew that we were all going to latch onto it and make it like a meme. Like the same way, the same reason she said we smoked then ate 7 bars of chocolate. The same reason she said we declared Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist.
I think those two I do have a tougher time with.
Yeah, but again,
I do love those songs.
She's aware of the culture. She knows how it works. She knows I just need one line to cling to. But the other thing I think about that, and then you can say your fun fact, but the other thing about Tortured Poets is like, and I just wish people understood it, but I guess, you know what, if Taylor Swift can understand, or if Taylor Swift can be okay with being misunderstood, then so can I, Phoebe. But she writing these songs, and like, these feel so personal. They feel like diary entries. That is how you fucking write in your diary. You're not thinking about people reading it and thinking this sounds dumb or cliche. Like, she's writing like stream of consciousness shit, you know? Like, oh my God, we talked about Charlie Puth tonight.
We said that when the album came out, of it be like people were misunderstanding that like
it's not supposed to be polished and finished
and it's
perfect.
also like people just expect that people understand when other artists do concept work, but like when it's her, they're like, whoa, she's so cringe, she's so embarrassing, the writings, it's like she's really playing a character on this record.
She's not
of
just
like,
one thing.
It's just she's listless, she's just like completely, it's just her train of thought as it goes.
Yeah,
and that's the point, is that she's supposed to sound insane because she felt insane. She's
literally like singing as if she's in an insane asylum, and it's called
which is, by the way,
the whole
relatable.
She had grippy socks as merch. Okay, she's okay with you thinking she's insane. It's actually what she wanted.
They need to start making it harder to buy things, because
that's so true. Apple Pay is just has drama,
especially with online shopping, because it is like you can just immediately double click. Your shipping address is like, it's all in Apple Pay. I bought a Tortured Poets hoodie, which I've wanted for a long time, and they just they did like one last restocking for the anniversary of the album, and I remember seeing Pat wearing his when the album came out. Pat Regan, our close personal friend.
You'll wear it a lot.
I will. And it's not like it's not so Taylor. You know what I mean?
No, it's all black. It's like embossed, right? Or it's like embroidered. Like it's all black.
Yes,
so it's
but
like,
guess what? They overcharged me. I got an email saying they would refund me part of my order.
And they're like, sorry, we didn't realize you're Phoebe Connell, the Pretty Little Podcast. This is free.
You didn't use your code.
This is free of charge, girl. Yeah, you didn't use the code Pretty Little Podcast at checkout. I don't know if you realize that. What did you think about some of the drama before we move on from Coachella? The pictures of Charlie wearing Miss Should Be headliner. What did you think?
I think we completely figured out that it doesn't matter at all, because Green Day last night wore a Brat hat during their set.
Did they? Oh, I didn't see that. That's great.
So
I'm so glad they did that.
I think people just love making shit like.
But did you have an opinion on it before you saw they wore the hat? Like, what did you think?
Not at all. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was
clearly
classic
like
Charlie.
a joke, and like it just felt funny. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't realize people were making it such a big deal.
Oh, such a big deal. Like such a
I
big
noticed
deal.
that a couple days after I saw the pictures. I didn't really think anything
Yeah.
of it when I saw it initially.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's funny. But the thing about Coachella is that like that's why I think it's a joke. I feel like headlining is like doesn't feel quite as serious at Coachella because everybody past a certain point in the day is massive.
Yes, and also I do feel like there's like people are, as you say, making the pilgrimage to Coachella for different reasons. Like I would never be going to Coachella to see Green Day, you know, but I would be going to for me, but there are people who are, but for me, like, yeah, Charlie would have probably been my headliner. That's like the draw for me.
Probably give those people time to get to Gaga. But I also think another thing, I took a class in college about festivals, and you have to remember
which is so cool.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Bonnaroo the year that it got rained out.
That is such bad luck, Phoebe. It's like, that's like the worst luck ever. Like that's especially so bad luck.
Guys, you don't understand. Like we were gonna be like staying with
you're gonna have like
on buses
talks with the people. Weren't you gonna have a talk with like Dave Grohl or something? Like I feel like there was like a Foo Fighters moment,
and the lineup was incredible.
And you were going basically for free. It was part of the class.
Yes, the class cost a little more money, but not like we were basically going to the festival for free, and it didn't get canceled until basically like a couple days before. Like I had like bought stuff. We had just gotten our T-shirts, like all this stuff. It was terrible. Anyway, you learn a lot about the way that these like tickets are structured, and like they need to, especially at a festival like Coachella where there is a wide swath of people that are going, they need to have something for everybody, and they need to be happening at different times. If they had Charlie and Lady Gaga both headlining, playing at the same time, it wouldn't work.
No, you're right.
It just same audience wouldn't make sense. But then when you go to smaller festivals that are more genre specific, you start to see how it makes sense. So Charlie, you're good. I also think Charlie's set looked gorgeous the way dusk was happening. Did you see Bowen got to do the Apple dance last night?
No, I didn't. I didn't see like any
Matt
coverage
last night, looking sexy as hell.
And when doesn't he? And when doesn't he? No, Matt is like who, I mean, I would have like fallen so hard for Matt before he was out of the closet. Like I actually probably even after that, like Matt like is every gay boy that I dated has Matt Rogers energy. Because Matt
I know we laugh about the fact that he could have played Atlas and it ends with us, but he could play straight.
He could play straight, and he's so cute, and but he's so funny and like sweet and charming. He honestly reminds me a lot of Steven also.
Oh yeah. Last night
I just feel comfortable and comforted by people like that.
I said to my friends, if I could take every blessing coming my way and give it to Matt Rogers and Pat Regan, I would.
I would.
It would go right to them.
I mean, yeah. No, and you know what? I don't know if I'll say the same, but that's really nice of you. And I totally see that for you. Okay. While we're talking about music, let's just really briefly, like, do you have any insight on what the fuck is happening with Tate McRae, Morgan Wallen, and like who thought this was a good idea? I'm like, am I about to like just turn on Tate McRae? First, she pissed me off when she went on Lost Cult. She was a little too laissez-faire, and she couldn't answer the music video question. And now this, I'm like, girl, what? What do you think Bowen thinks?
I know. I think, I mean, obviously I don't have like insight, but I do think it seems like their label is really misunderstanding. Not her label is really misunderstanding who her audience is. I don't think her album did as well as like Greedy would have made people think it was going to. I think it did really well in the communities that now she is. I mean, I was playing it. I was playing it.
And also, I'm like, she went on SNL, then she goes on Last Cult. Like, you were kind of like starting to dig in a niche that could have worked for you. Like, you could have really kind of like gone this hyper pop dance bad bitch vibe where like you would have had the girls and the gays so locked in. And then you announce a collab with Morgan Wallen like 2 weeks after Get Me to God's Country. Yeah, there was no redirect after that. I'm like, it makes me think about Tate really differently, because I'm also like, I don't know how much power she has as an individual, but I'm just like, how are you not like, no, this is a bad idea, unless you don't care.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know.
I
But
am not keen on, if true. So I'm not excited about this at all. I don't even want to know what happens. Okay. Let's get into some celebrity. Okay. And we got to start with Katy Perry in space.
My favorite little comment about it is the video of her holding the daisy up to the camera.
Yeah.
And being like, that girl could look out the window and see our entire planet. And she is looking into the lens of a camera. She's up there she's not even in space for 11 minutes. The duration
no, that's the entire journey.
Of the flight is, which is what
there
Pat
and
made a really
back.
good point. Pat made a really good point. Where is space? Where is space if it only takes you 11 minutes to get up there?
No, that's a great question, because I do feel like sometimes when I'm in a plane takeoff is a little longer than 11 minutes. Like, we're not at 10,000 feet always by 11 minutes. Or at least it feels like I've been up there for 1,100 minutes.
Here's one thing I'll say. I'm anti the trip. I didn't. Yeah. I think that it was a waste of a lot of money and resources, and I think it's like kind of shitty to female astronauts. Like, real female astronauts. They're not,
and
like,
how
them calling
they're acting
themselves
like this
astronauts is crazy.
I want to know, and I'm sure I
could
could find out. I'm sure it's somewhere. I just haven't done the work. But like, I want to know, like, what was the prep? Like, what did you have to do to do this? Did you just have to write a check, or was there something else involved? I do think they had, like, I feel like I heard Katy Perry talking about
I don't want to completely, and this might be a misinformed take, but I'm not prepared to.
Hey, it probably is. If it's this podcast, might be.
I'm not prepared to completely rope Gayle King into the slander against Team Take Up Space.
Well, she looked so unsure. Team Take Up Space is funny. Did you come up with that?
I'm like, there was like something that she obviously does. What is she on? Good Morning America?
I don't know. I think so.
She's on one of those morning
she's
shows.
Oprah's best friend.
So
former.
so I think that, well, not former, because we saw Oprah crying watching the flight.
And I'm happy to see them rekindle.
Yeah, they kind of give Melissa Emily.
You know who else they kind of give that people keep drawing comparisons to?
Carly and Taylor.
Taylor and Carrie. Yep, exactly. So anyhow.
But because she's a journalist, I have a different feeling about her going up there. Like, it feels like there would have been a point for her to go up there. But what I think I would have liked to see more was her go up with actual female astronauts.
Yeah.
And like learn about it and like explain how, like, what if she went back up with Sunny who was just up there for fucking ever and is ready to go back.
Or like, how about you find people who, like, I'm sure this took years and years and years to
like bring a
plan.
teacher, like
so why don't you?
Obviously, I know we had bad
like,
luck with that, but I do think that we could.
Phoebe's like, how about a repeat of the Challenger? No, I think also they could have, like,
I think that every time I'm watching a space launch on TV, I am like, what if this is the one?
Well, of course, and because guess what? I feel like a lot of them are the one. Anyway, they could have found people who, like, scholarship students who, like, want to go work for NASA, and this is like their dream, and they maybe could never afford to be in the room where, like, they would get to volunteer for something like this or whatever. Like, find people who really, 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 like, if we're gonna, like, spend
like, me, people who are really curious,
right? Not me, but like deniers. Phoebe, I guess.
Find all the space deniers.
Find a bunch of flat earthers and send them up there. Okay, let's get the flat earthers in space, and then if they get stuck, okay, just kidding. I can't believe, so Wendy's, they have a tendency to be a little unhinged on social, which works for them for sure. But they commented when it was like Katy Perry has returned from space. They wrote, can we send her back? And then this got a lot of backlash, obviously, and they had to, like, make a statement. And I'm just like, I feel so fucking bad for that social media manager. They didn't, and they're not going to. And now they're getting heat because they're like, I'm not deleting the tweet. So I'm like, okay, maybe that social media manager didn't lose their job. Maybe I don't need to feel bad for them. But, like,
I think they understood the assignment. I also think that, like, if Katy Perry were smart here, there would be a commercial.
She wouldn't have gotten in that spaceship.
Well, but there would be a commercial soon of her in Wendy's, her going back up to space and went like with Wendy's and being
with
left
a Wendy's.
Like
Unfortunately,
like
I think we're more likely to get Kesha doing that sort of partnership with Wendy's, as she did immediately after. Which, like, I can't believe. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not a KP supporter. I can't believe she works with Dr. Luke. Like, I can't believe that.
It's really disturbing. I just don't understand how you do it. Even if you're still a shitty person, she's clearly someone who wants to be successful. So it's like, even if you don't actually care,
you're doubling down on this. Like,
well,
you're like
it's clearly not a good PR move to me to be working with him.
No. And it's like, so you actually are like, well, I don't care. Like, that's how much you have to not care to still be doing it. Because it's, but you're right. Like,
Woman's World is the song, and now you're on this fucking space thing with all these, like, women empowerment is your thing. Like, it doesn't seem that way.
Since when, you fake fucking feminist? Walk the fucking walk. That's how I feel about it completely. I'm also, it's just like, I don't know. It was crazy. And I'm enjoying the celebrities' takes. We're like, wait, I'm sorry. Like, the world is burning down here. I thought that these women were going into space and, like, as you said, Phoebe, like, they were going to be going to the ISS and, like, doing stuff. Like, I thought they were going to be like, up there for longer than, like, 30 seconds. Like,
you'd think some of these news people might want to shed light on what a lot of this funding is doing. Like the science that's being done up there that could help us. And educate people on that so that they understand that there are certain programs in our government that might not make sense to you as to why we'd fund when you see the fucking thesis statement and it seems like something crazy and stupid, but actually that research is going to be able to get us XYZ down the road. Maybe if we were going to create opportunities for people to understand these things rather than just think of the ISS as something like just fucking up there, or NASA as something that happens in Florida. Maybe people would be more willing to, like...
I know. No, it's a good point. Needless to say, we won't be going to space anytime soon. And neither will Chapel Roan. And let's talk about Chapel Roan. Not never. Because, hey, we all might have to. Just so we're all clear, there might be a reason we all got to go up there. You know what I was thinking about last night?
They think they found life way out there.
But I was kind of bored when I realized it was, like, algae.
I was also bored when I was like, they were like, wait, well, we haven't really seen it, and we still don't think it's really inhabitable. And it's like, okay, boring. Okay, then don't tell me.
Then don't blow up my. Don't send me a New York Times breaking news. Then how about that? Oh my god.
Like, we really need to be educating people on, like, the little things that we're doing and how it connects. Don't tell me unless there's a fucking alien.
Don't tell me unless it's actually breaking
news. Until there's enough
you.
aliens to fucking like the old British troops knocking on our doors. Until there's enough of them to do that. I don't know.
Until we've got the 21st century version of Paul Revere running down my street saying the aliens are coming, like, I don't care.
Okay, why did Dad never tell us that they do that?
What?
In Boston? Every year,
do what?
On the anniversary of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride, they have an actor reenact.
Of course they do.
Paul Revere's Midnight Ride.
That's like the most Boston thing I've ever heard.
I know. Seeing Paul Revere's house is actually a really cool thing because it's like, have you seen it? It's like, it's still, you're in the city, but then it's like his little fucking house and the roof is still like this. It's really cool to see. And you see him leave that, and then he rides a horse with the fucking lanterns or whatever he does. And I'm like, that's Dad, cool. You never told us that happened. That's something I would like to see.
Dad's like, I'm just learning about it too.
Well, it's just like when Mom realized that there was a chocolate shop around the corner from our dad's house in Boston.
She was like, she said, who are you? And what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, Chris? Oh my, and you've never mentioned or taken me there? It's delicious. She is so mad. She's so mad. Well, also, speaking of Boston, I got a notification. I wonder if you got a similar notification this morning from Snapchat that said one of my friends has joined Gaga Connell. That'd be my paternal grandfather, you guys.
Wait,
unlikely. Unlikely.
If he got a cell phone, that would be such a game changer.
I know. I agree. I
have so many things where I'm like, I just want to send this to Gaga.
But you gotta call. Yeah. I know. It's
with G-Daddy, I saw something I saw a commercial for something on the news, and I was like, hey, you should watch this later. And then
Oh,
he
that's so
sends me like
cute.
newspaper articles about something related to it, like pictures
That's
of
so
it.
cute. Oh my
Yeah.
god, adorable. Anyway, yeah, I gotta get to the bottom of that. So I'll ask Dad at dinner tonight. So what's up? Is Gaga on Snap? Do I need to be snapping him? I Snapchat Gaga. I'm like, what's going on, Gaga? Hi, I heard I haven't been on Snapchat in 4 months. Hi, Gaga. What's up? Why are we? You know what this app is for? This is for sending nudes, Gaga. So I'm gonna ask you to delete it kindly. Thank you. Well, that is what it was invented for. Anyway, okay. Chapel Roan on Lost Culture. You guys, Phoebe and I can't
It was night and day.
believe night and day from Chapel on Call Her Daddy. I just think it's because she feels so much more comfortable in a queer space, honestly. Like I think
agree.
Phoebe and I kind of talked about it on the Patreon, I think. Like I feel like I don't feel this way about Alex Cooper, but I could see somebody like Chapel feeling like Alex like reminds her of somebody that like wouldn't
Well, I
root
also
for
think
her
if you
or
don't
like make fun of her in the Midwest, you know?
I feel like before her episode about Roe v. Wade, it was kind of up.
It
in
wasn't
the air.
clear.
Like it was
Yeah,
like I
I
don't really
agree.
know. It feels like you could play both sides of the coin a little bit. And then she made her feelings very clear, which is awesome. One of the takes that I really don't like about Alex Cooper, and it comes from like that one fucking article. I feel like it was said one time that she's the Barbara Walters of our generation. And all these
Yeah.
people that don't like her now use that against her. They're like, this is like our journalism. And it's like, no, it's fucking not.
No.
Don't be crazy.
No.
It's just,
It's a new landscape.
A lot of people don't hold, I mean, we do, but like a lot of people don't hold Joe Rogan, for example, to the same standard that people want to hold Alex Cooper to, of like, she needs to be a fucking journalist. I think that to me, it was clear that she understands exactly who she is and why she's likable.
Yeah.
When she did the interview with Kamala. And she said, I'm not going to sit here and be like, have a bunch of questions that other people wrote for me about policies that I don't understand. Women listen to this podcast. People that care about women listen to this podcast. So I'm going to ask you about things that I care about. And that it formed a great conversation.
Yes. And it made me really disappointed in, well, not disappointed in Donald Trump. How could I be disappointed in somebody that I've never wasn't disappointed in, you know? But like, I just was like, to know that it would have been such a good move for him, honestly. Like I wouldn't have listened, or maybe I would have, I don't know. But I'm like, speaking purely from like a marketing or campaign, you know,
it's
trail
just interesting
perspective.
when
I'm
you
like,
see
what
the way
Alex
that he was
did
so
here.
willing.
Well, what's so interesting is like, I'm sorry, on debates, on like the campaign trail, all these things, we're getting like little bite-sized bits of the issues we care about, you know, because they're trying to kind of cover everything. So like, how often do we really get to hear a presidential candidate sit down and talk at length about the issues you specifically care about?
Yeah.
And like with follow-up questions from somebody who speaks your language, from somebody who, you know, is around like your age and you know, has this type of influence. It was such a gift that Alex could give us. And I was like, I mean, it didn't end up fucking mattering, but I'm like,
I thought it was
that
gonna
could
make
have
a
been
difference.
Well, I thought it was gonna make a difference, but I'm also like, if Donald Trump had done that, I wonder how different it would have been. Like if she had tried to have a similar conversation with him, and we would have, like, he wouldn't have been able to, like,
I really wonder how it would have gone.
I just wonder, and I'm like, would something have come out that would have made young women be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I need to start having conversations with the men in my life now about you know what I mean? Because like, although I'm sure a lot of the people that listen to Alex Cooper, I'm sure they vote blue, a lot of them, but like a lot of their partners probably don't.
But it's also a lot of Barstool people crossover.
Oh, exactly.
Which is
and she hasn't
little
been
redder.
political until recent. So like she probably has a good mix, you know, up until that point.
And then she got flack for having Kamala on.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's like the fact that she extended the invite and it was denied. I was just like, wow, if that isn't the biggest answer, that man doesn't give a fuck about women's issues, you know?
But it's also just, it's so clear that he's not like, he has this air about him. He loves to be like anytime, any place, anyone. But then it's not that.
No,
so
that's not really true. Yeah.
I wasn't, obviously it didn't end up mattering, but I just, that critique of Alex to me is like, I think people are like thinking the entire world is walking around thinking that Call Her Daddy is news. They're not doing that. It's just another place to go. It might be the only place some people go, but her interview style isn't meant to be 60 minutes it's a conversation. And I think we have so many examples of interviews where she clearly is making people feel comfortable. And yeah, maybe her questions are a little surface level, but like a lot of the conversations you have with your friends are surface level. I don't need her to go deep with every celebrity.
It's also like what she's doing here is like, these are character studies of people that we are interested in. That's what Alex's podcast is mostly, you know? And along the way, what she's done is created a platform where she can make these celebrities feel accessible, feel like a friend. Like she's able to give them for an hour the same thing that she has for her fans, you know, or they feel like they know her. That's a big thing with podcasts. Like even with us, I was hanging out with someone, Lila, a couple weeks ago, and she was like, I was like, oh, we just like time together is never time enough. I just want to talk all night. And she goes, well, to be fair, I feel like I talk to you like 4 hours a week. And I was like, oh, that's a good point. Like you're probably sick of me. But it's just like, it makes you feel close to the person. And like, you know, Lila and I are close, but I think there are people that we don't know too who feel that way. And I love that. And that's what a lot of celebrities, I think it's very hard for them to get that because they are so out of touch. Like they can't help but be out of touch. So when they bring you into a room with the every woman that Alex Cooper is trying to be, not that she really is, but she does kind of market herself that way. You know, she's hot, but she's also a disaster. You know, she can be sloppy. She can be in sweatpants. So she's, you know, she can do all these things.
Obviously, she's living a very comfortable life. Yes. But I do think that the way she's living is still relatively like, I don't want to get flack for saying this. It feels relatively modest for how she could be living.
Yeah. She could be living very differently. I agree. And I just think what she's doing for celebrities is giving them an access point to their listeners and new listeners in a way that like they can't get from stage, like they can't get from screen, they can't get from even a magazine interview. You know, it just does not feel the same. So like that's what she's doing. She's not trying to bring interview with the hard-hitting journalism.
Right. But then she also, I do think that it's coming from people who I don't think really listen, because I thought her interview with Monica Lewinsky was really well done. I thought she did a good job.
I also think that it's her like, platform that she's created. She's more than one thing. That's the thing we need people to figure out about women. Like she's more than one thing. So if she's in the space and she realizes, well, now I have the platform, and you know, I never was interested in hard-hitting journalism before, but now I have the means, I feel it's important and I'm interested, and I now through this podcast have built the skills to allow me to do that, then I'm going to do it. Then I've created this space. It's my space. I can make it whatever I want. I can grow into whatever spaces I want here, you know? And like, so it's okay. Like we wouldn't be happy if she was just sticking with, her like Gluck Gluck 5000 content or her character profile content. That's just for fun. Like we now enjoy that she's got a voice on the political side of things, and she's giving other people voices and platforms in ways that like, you know, they might not directly hit the way she does. Like, I don't know. I just think like, why are don't be like, the people who aren't listening are like, well, she's not this. And it's like, she's not saying that's what she is. She's a lot of things. And like, she's going to continue to be a lot of things, and she's going to continue to grow and evolve into even more things that you don't like, you know, like she's gonna, and so fucking get used to it. I don't know.
When's she gonna have Taylor Swift on, and are they gonna discuss the Grand Theft Auto lines?
Are they going to discuss Carly Kloss? If anybody can get that information out of our girl, is it Alex Cooper? No, it's Matt Rogers. Or it's Phoebe and Caroline.
Imagine Matt Rogers they get Taylor on Lost College. Crazy. Imagine that happens.
Crazy. I mean, they've got Taylor on a podcast.
The big of the bigs they've gotten, and I just feel like
if
she's gonna do any podcast, it could be that one. But
New Heights.
Imagine Matt. She's never done a podcast before, so she's forgetting where she is. She just feels like she's gabbing with her girls, Matt just slowly starts like saying things to hopefully like be like, yeah, when me and Carly were XYZ.
Yeah.
Hey Matt.
I mean, again. I would trust him. I would trust him to do it. You put Royal Kingdom on the note.
How much money does that fucking app have? Because I have seen so many commercials with real it's not that Troy and Belisario is not a real celebrity, but like celebrities that are not like just, you know, they were in it, like Jimmy Fallon, Amy Poehler, these names where I'm like, why are you advertising this app, this game?
No, it's a good question. It's a good question. I haven't seen it as much as you have, I feel.
Well, I have cable on all day.
Oh, that's a good point. You have cable?
No, Hulu Live. Hulu Live.
Okay, I was like, holy shit. Okay, gonna move along into our reality. Taylor Ann Green leaving Southern Charm. Thoughts?
Get her out of there.
Don't care. That's my thought.
Yeah.
On Watch What
She
Happens a
didn't
few months
bring
ago, she was like,
anything.
doesn't it seem like, I know. She was like, it would feel a lot more natural for me to be on Southern Hospitality. Those are the people I actually hang out with. And I'm like, I don't agree that it would feel more natural to have you on that show.
I feel like it feels
I
natural
kind
to
of-
have you like popping in and out like you have been.
Yes, exactly. I feel like it feels natural exactly the way it is. Thanks. Like, we're good. If it's not broken, don't fix it. We're good. I'm really not going to miss her at all. I
No.
really have grown to dislike Taylor. I do
agree.
hope this gets her away from the Shep thing. Like, it just so they can both like move on from this.
Yeah. How do you feel? I guess we probably already talked about Shep and Molly a little bit.
Not really. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm like, am I missing something? I feel like she just made a statement or something that was explaining that he hurt her, and I feel like
Well,
I
it's
missed
like a fucking of course.
moment.
Shep,
Well,
fuck
yeah.
you.
I'm like, what
Grow
did we
up.
actually think? I'm just like,
We just saw him being sweet in the beginning
Yeah.
when they were friends for like 2 seconds, and we were like, this could be really good. For both of them.
They had to stay friends. And I really didn't like the way that Taylor was like, yeah, that's fine. I just kind of want him to like, go mess with Molly. Like, don't talk to me anymore. Like, I just go run along as if first of all, he was like pining over Taylor, and we've seen him pining over Sienna the entire season.
We watched a very different season than him caring about you literally.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and I think he does a little bit, but it's not like I felt like he was like
No,
to
not
Taylor
at all.
the way
It
she
felt
kind of
that
was
way
acting
more
like
so
it.
this season when the stuff with Austin and
Yes, exactly.
everything happened.
But I'm like, you also know what kind of a guy he is, Taylor, and I know that Molly knows that too. But I'm just like, what is with the like, yeah, go, like, encourage? I'm just like,
It feels
You're
shitty.
a
It
bitch.
feels like Mean Girl. Like, I don't know. I've never really
agree.
liked her. I think what Austin and Taylor did, like, I will die on the hill if that was really wrong, and
yes,
they should feel really bad about it. They should feel badly about what
I
they did,
agree.
and they don't.
No, not at all. So, How to Giggle, Giggly Squad's book came out. I didn't get it, but I might. But there is a page in it where there's a whole section that says things men will do instead of going to therapy. And it's like this super long list of things. And they've got a few call outs, I feel like, to people that, like, I think they have like chopping wood, and I think they have being a DJ, which, like, those two things make a lot of sense. They also have starting a pillow company. And this just like has me scratching my head a little bit because I feel that they announced this book a year ago. And I do feel like I remember them saying they hadn't written it yet, but I'm like, when did you write it? Was this a recent edit, or was this happening when like you were fully dating him? Maybe it was like supposed to be tongue in cheek at the time. If they were still dating, maybe people would have thought it was funny. But I'm like, if I'm Craig, it's literally giving Naomi. It's giving What's Wrong with My Sewing. You know what I mean? I was surprised to see that there. Not that I
know.
like, really
I wonder
care.
when it was. I wonder when it was.
she wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. I haven't watched The Valley yet, but I'm going to be. Phoebe
Me
sent
too.
me an insane TikTok of Jax.
Have you been looking at his? Because that actually probably isn't even the
No.
most insane. He's doing
I
all this
haven't.
stuff where it's just like a picture of him, like a still picture of him with the weirdest text. It's like someone
It's giving.
It's like he hired a 40-year-old to be his like social media person.
It's like he hired
But it's just
himself and he
him.
thinks that he understands. It's just him. I'm also like, every picture is giving like scary early Vanderpump Jacks.
Well,
Like,
it's also
he
giving
looks
like if you were like on
scary.
Tinder and you didn't have like the age restriction
No,
on, and you're
literally.
like getting like a creepy like divorced 45-year-old.
Who's like getting back
I
out
had
there
a
and like doesn't
realization
really get
watching
it.
Summer House last night when I was
Okay.
watching Summer House, and I saw, obviously Kyle and West get home at 5:30 in the morning. The sun is up.
fucking
or the sun is
crazy.
almost up, and they can't get in the door, which was Lindsay opening the door and not screaming at them is like, that's gross.
I was like, this is a different woman.
Man,
this is a different woman.
This is epic.
I mean, and then Wes being like, oh my God. Like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, I'm like, yeah, you guys fucking owe Lindsay.
So Kyle goes and he passes out with his zipper down in the sunroom where Amanda goes to find him. He's 40. Is he 40? Is that right?
He's over 40.
I did the math last night. Do you know what year Dad was 40?
Well, I'm sure he's going to be thrilled you're telling people, but go ahead.
2007. So think about,
oh my God,
what I was 6.
I was 12.
Lily was 2.
Yeah.
He was a full man, Dad.
Yeah. And Kyle wants to be. Kyle like wants kids.
It's
now.
Like,
I'm like, do you think you're ready for kids, Kyle? If I was Amanda, I'd be like, you don't get to have a kid.
I was trying to imagine like our
kid.
dad being drunk enough to do that. And like, I can't.
I can't.
Like,
no, I can't. I mean,
it would be, and it's like, okay, Wes.
I just don't get why he wants to.
I still think it's weird. Like 5:30 just feels a bit excessive. But like,
I really just
Wes,
don't understand why
you're still kind of a young guy. Like you're single, whatever. Like, but Kyle,
it's really weird. I just think that like, and I'm like, what's the point? Like, why do you want to stay out so long? Like maybe he was being a wingman for West or something.
That's what he said.
But I just
Amanda.
like,
I'm also like, he in the beginning of the show, he was always like, work hard, play hard. Like I go in the city and I grind and I don't drink and I am working all the time and I'm going to the gym all this time. And then I get to do whatever I want to do on the weekends. But we don't really even get that justification from him anymore.
No. He's just, I think he's just like,
but Amanda,
I honestly feel like the deed
has really grown with her. Like she has just learned not to care about it in the same way that she used to.
I agree. But I don't, along with Amanda's growth is annoying me a little. It's annoying me a little because then she talks to Paige like, yeah, like Craig is such a mess. Like you shouldn't have been with Craig that long. Like the way that she talks about their relationship, I'm just like, girl.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Sierra can say whatever she wants. Amanda,
Craig, I'd take Craig over Kyle any day.
Absolutely. I thought you were about to say the opposite. And I was like, I thought you were about to defend Amanda here.
No.
I would take Craig over Kyle.
I would take Sewing Down South over Loverboy every day of the week.
Every day of the week. I'm sorry. Like the way that Kyle acts is, I mean, they're both.
He's actually
children and like
pretty. I think he's had a pretty decent season. Like him, the difference
he's
this
42.
season is that him coming home and like at 5:30. At least he's not coming home and being like a tyrant like he has been in the past. Like he isn't. It doesn't like with Craig, the way that alcohol makes him turn into like a different kind of person. Kyle, it seems like it's not necessarily doing that in the same way it used to.
I do feel like alcohol just makes Kyle like a party person sometimes, and I think a lot of the times it was like he and Amanda reacting to each other is what made it like so bad.
And if he was in a party mood and she would bring it, summer's supposed to be fun.
Amanda,
all that stuff.
Not fun. Which I hate that is kind of a hilarious line read. Like I hate that like the way he said that. Summer should be fun. Amanda, not fun. I mean, I'm sorry. It was a good line. And she's like, and it's just like, it is such a good moment. Like, oh my God.
But I just like, part of me is like, is there going to be a day where Amanda resents the fact that so much of their brand is built off of things that Kyle said or did that were mean to her?
I don't know how it doesn't, except that she's profiting off of it. That's the only reason I'm like, good thing you didn't sign the prenup because you deserve it. But I'm also like, you didn't think about the debt part of this, and it sounds like Loverboy is tanking, so you might regret not signing a prenup actually. But I can't imagine being in the type of tax bracket where like you have to have that conversation, because it is. I mean, I'm like, once you have a certain amount of money, like I guess like you should sign a prenup. Like I get it, but I'm also just like, that's like such an insane thing to like. It's like acknowledging that like that we are gonna hate each other one day and not be together, and I want to make sure that like you don't win. You know what I mean? Like it's like. it's acknowledging the possibility that this doesn't work, which I guess is realistic.
It's like, I feel like once you get to a certain level, like celebrities, it feels like a no-brainer. Like, it feels like you don't even really have to think about getting into that mindset, because it's just like obviously we're gonna do that. But for people that are like right below it, it's
it's kind of in like uncomfortable, and it's been so taboo for so long that I feel like Amanda just didn't know enough about it to realize that it would actually be protecting her as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Road Warriors, can we get real for a second? I want to talk about the massive effect stress can have on your hormones. And who better to talk about this than me, a certified stressed out girly?
It's true. Stress plays a huge factor in hormones, and between work and life and everything else, it's easy to feel totally out of balance, and we can't be the only ones.
That's where Happy Mammoth comes in. They offer a free 2-minute quiz that can help you uncover the root cause of your hormonal symptoms. It's super easy. Just answer a few questions about what you're going through and where you're at in life.
And the best part, after taking the quiz, you'll get a personalized recommendation to help balance your hormones and start feeling better. Y'all know we love Happy Mammoth, so obviously we took the quiz and it gave us personalized insights into what might be happening with our hormones.
You know, it's not a competition, Phoebe, but I finished the quiz in literally 30 seconds, so it couldn't be easier. Based on my symptoms, it seems I'm overflowing with estrogen, and their recommendation was, drumroll please,
hormone harmony. Taking care of your hormones isn't just about feeling good right now. It's about investing in your long-term health. By taking the hormone quiz, you'll learn more about your hormone balance and can make small, intentional changes to support your body.
Whether it's with Hormone Harmony or another Happy Mammoth product, the quiz helps guide you towards solutions that work specifically for you. So, ready to start feeling like yourself again?
Head on over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code PrettyLittlePodcast at checkout.
That's happymammoth.com and use the code PrettyLittlePodcast for 15% off today. Okay, Love Island, the spinoff season or spinoff series, I am pumped for. Have you been seeing all the stuff
I'm really
about
excited.
Here's who's on it.
I wonder
Ready?
what it's gonna be like.
Okay, so it's gonna premiere in summer 2025. I wonder if it's gonna be the same like viewing schedule as Love. I hope, where we like get it multiple nights a week. Like I wonder if it'll be that kind of thing. Okay, so we're gonna have Serena, Janae, Aaron, which I can't believe, Miguel, Leah, my favorites, Kaylor, Connor, Kenny, Liv, and Kendall. But apparently other former Islanders will also make appearances throughout the season. So no Rob, no Nicole. Who else are we missing?
Fine by me, actually.
Fine by me. I'm mostly excited for Miguel and Leah.
Kaylor and Aaron being there together is crazy. I'm curious.
I was under the impression that Aaron was like unplugged, off the grid, and never going to be seen or heard from again. That was like what I was getting from all of the aftermath. I'm excited. I wonder, so I heard somewhere they're going to have like challenges. I wonder if it'll be like a share house type of situation. What I would hate is if like they try to fuck up any of these couples. Like if you fuck with Janae and Kenny, if you fuck with Miguel and Leah, like I'm really going to have a problem. I'm also like,
I was thinking about that.
That's a great question. I don't know, but I don't think it means him and Serena aren't good.
No, I don't think
I
so
think
either.
It's like
I think we would have gotten like something cryptic from Serena if that were the case. You know what I mean? When this announcement was made.
So too. Or something not so cryptic as is Serena's style.
Right.
She'd be like, I'll tell you why Cordell's not here. You know, if he fucked up, she'd be like, I'll tell you exactly why.
Yeah.
Okay. I know we got to like keep trucking. So we've got a couple more things. Meredith Marks allegedly banished from filming.
But she's
now saying it's not true.
That's not true. With a face tune to the gods.
I mean, the face tune on Housewives
Meredith
needs to be discussed. Ramona, did you see? I mean, there have been a few recently that have been highly circulated. Did you see the Ramona one?
Mm-hmm.
And people commented and were like, someone commented on the Ramona picture and was like, Ramona, like, what is going on here? This is too much Facetune. She said, one of my beautiful gay friends did it in the picture. I'm like, if that's true, you need to defriend them. But I don't think that is true. She should have
send
it to a second person.
Donatella by Lady Gaga. Just
I'm
ask
blonde,
your
I'm
ga-
rich,
just
I'm
ask
skinny,
your-
and I'm a little bit of
just,
a bitch.
No, just ask your gay friends
Just
their
ask
advice.
your gay friends their advice before you
Get a spray tan in Taipei.
In Taipei. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
curious to see, but I mean,
and this is for
regardless
anybody,
of if
whether
she's
you're a
banned,
housewife or not. If you're going to Facetune a pic, please send it to a second person before you post it, okay? Just before you post it, send it to somebody that you trust.
other than the person who
will tell
did the
you.
Facetuning. If you're having someone
Yeah.
else do the
Well-
Facetuning, they don't count as the second person.
Right. And also, I can't imagine wanting someone else to Facetune me. Like, I don't want to know what you think I should look like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to
That's
know
a good
how
point.
much you think I needed to have done. Like, I'm not interested in that. But send it to someone and be like, hey, can you tell? And they'll tell you. You know, I've had to text a friend once a photo was up. And I said, hey, girl, I love you so much. And this is why I'm saying this. Take that picture down. And you know what? We were all better for it. Okay. All right. Quick little media chat. I saw Drop over the week, and here's what I need to say. There is a role in this movie that was written for Matt Rogers. I don't know why he wasn't in the movie. I guess he was busy. I hate to say now what the role is because
you
it's
know
like,
they
it does sound like
love-
I'm stereotyping.
You know that Hollywood. He might have been up for the role of the date actually, because that's
him
Atlas.
and Brandon. Is it Brandon Sklenar?
Something like that.
Something like that.
People think is pro
true.
Justin now.
Wait, really? Why?
I don't know. There was I saw a comment. Anyway, I'm so tired.
Do you know what I'm doing this week? Do you want to know what I'm doing on Tuesday? I'm going to an early showing of A Simple Favor 2. Blake personally invited me. She said, thank you so much for all your
Thank you for your work.
Just kidding. But yeah, I'm excited.
I love the scene of A Simple Favor where she goes, ugh, I need a real martini. And then she explains.
I don't remember that scene.
There's that.
Oh, what a martini is.
Anna Kendrick gives her a martini and she's like, ugh, give me a real martini. And she goes, and the key to a really good martini is freezing cold gin. And then she gets out Aviation
Freezing
Gin.
cold.
Her company.
Yeah, of course. Then she rinse it with vermouth, tosses it into the plant. Yeah. Okay, so I saw Drop. This role is the waiter, I'm guessing gay waiter, who is a pretty big role in the movie. And once you see it, you will see exactly that this was literally written for Matt Rogers. And I'm like, so was he busy? What did he have another
Did you
gig?
watch him
Like,
in that show where he played the real estate agent? With
yes, and it's like same vibe.
Yeah.
I was listening to Ride, and Benny Drama was like, oh yeah, you know, I just went in for another role, like, you know, the assistant to the pop star who's like gay and an asshole. It's like, it's just that's the role. Like, that is the role. They want that in every movie now.
It's like when Pat said the same thing. He auditioned for a role that was just that exact description for Smile, and he goes, but I couldn't do the Smile. And then I watched it back and I was like, oh, I know exactly who Pat was gonna play.
Yeah, no, I know exactly who Pat was gonna play. No, I know. And I'm like, that's why I didn't want to say what the role was. I was like, should I even say this role was made for Matt Rogers? Because I'm like, it is kind of me acknowledging that this is a new stereotypical role that we really love. Okay. Wait, do you want to talk about the movie you saw? What movie did you see?
I saw Warfare. It was actually, I thought the acting was really good. There's a lot of discourse online about whether it should have been made. I think they did a really good job at. My opinion is that, number one, if any of my kids ever want to join the military, I'm going to be like, sorry, no, you're not doing that. Because
the way that some people think that like their parents will react if they come out as gay, or if they're like some,
is how I'll react if you want to go to the military.
Is how I'll react if you tell me, number one, that you're straight. Or yeah, if you were going. My kid one day tells me they're straight. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Oh! I'm like, I did not expect this when I decided to have you. In fact, I manifested and expected a very different result. I'm kind of bummed now. Do they do genetic testing for sexuality? Because I would like to invest.
You kind of totally just bummed me out with that.
I did?
No.
Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to. I thought you'd laugh. I told my kid, like, hey, Anthony, get me another drink. He's like, it's 9 a.m. I'm like, you'll never guess what I just heard. You'll understand. Yeah, our son asked a girl to prom. So can you come in here and talk to him, please? Thank you. Anyway, go ahead.
It was actually a really hard watch, the whole thing. But I do think that like I think it didn't have enough time to like really exhibit every single aspect of the Iraq War, which I think is people's issue with it.
Well, of course.
And it's just like, just because the war was wrong doesn't mean we don't tell those stories. And I actually think
that's the whole point of history.
We really have to acknowledge like as much like, and what I think the movie does a good job is you see the pain that it's causing the Iraqi families that are completely being ravaged by the war, but also these like this blame. Letterboxd is the wrong place to go for discourse, even though that's always where I go to like see what other people think about the movies. But they're all like these people, like they just are like shitting on the soldiers, and it's like they are also victims of this war. Like there wasn't a draft, but there are a lot of reasons that people end up in the military and would end up fighting in a war that we now think was a mistake and did a lot of damage that shouldn't have been done.
Completely.
But these kids are these are kids. That's what you watch. You see like especially now you like I feel like when you watch like a World War like pre-World War II movie before technology got like insane and warfare got so fucking unbelievable. Bless you. It's hard. We don't have a ton of war movies about what war looks like now, and I think that it's important when we know that there are two really crazy wars being fought right now and a lot of insane stuff being done to innocent people. And I think it's important. I don't know. I could be completely botching my opinion on this movie, but I didn't think that I thought it did a good job with the 90 minutes it had.
One thing I like think a lot about, and I think about last Love is Blind season, where there was like last Love is Blind season, there was it was Ramses and Marissa, I want to say, and Marissa, I believe that's her name. I hope I'm not getting it wrong. She was and fought in the war. I think she was in the army. I don't remember though. And he was like, "I'm so like ashamed of you." And she was like, "Well, I'm really proud of my service." And he was like, "Yeah, I like don't ever want to hear you say that." Like, and I would never tell my friends that you served. Like, I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't think you should be proud of your service. And what I want to say to that is like, listen, I don't think the majority of people agree with war. Like, you know, we would all love world peace. The reality is we're never going to have that. Like we can disagree with war and know that war is still going to fucking happen in our world. And the reality is like there will be wars and there will be people who fight in those wars, and those people who fight in wars are braver than me. And like, I just think that's how a lot of people need to look at this. Like, you know, I guarantee you some of the people who are out there fighting, even when there's not a draft, don't want to fucking be there. And they're terrified and they're scared. But they're doing it to protect you. Like, even though you don't agree with the war, like, no one agrees with killing. Like, it's not the point. Now, there are some war crimes that are, you know, I'm taking, like, I'm not speaking to all of the acts of war, but I'm just saying, like, we're gonna keep having wars. So if we're just gonna make everyone who serves in a war feel like a fucking monster, an enemy, like that's not the answer.
We also need to understand that, like, two things specifically about the Iraq War is, one, we now have the benefit.
What the fuck is this podcast? Phoebe going, okay, two things just about the Iraq War.
And then we'll wrap it up. We have the benefit of time, of being able to look back, and we know that we shouldn't have been in the war. It was founded on lies, all this stuff. But the American people, and especially the down ranks of the armed services, who typically are low income, undereducated people, because that's the most accessible way for them to make a salary after high school, and they get benefits and they get access to all of this stuff that otherwise they wouldn't get. That can't be lost on us. But also,
I was gonna say, if you can be convinced to join a multi-level marketing scheme, a pyramid scheme, then you need to understand how this happens.
Yes, exactly. And they are also victims of a level of propaganda that, like, in the midst of that fight, Now we know what was wrong, but they were being
Yeah.
fed the idea that they were fighting for freedom and they were fighting for our country. And that time period the Iraq war didn't start till 2003, but after Afghanistan, patriotism was at like a really high level for the country. They wanted to defend our country against what they did to the trade centers. That wasn't what the Iraq war was fought for, but the people that were in the military at that time were probably encouraged to do so because of what they saw. So I just think it's really easy for us in 2025 to look back and be like, fuck the Iraq war and anybody that fought in it. But it's like, it's a lot more nuanced than that. And I thought the movie did a good job of humanizing a little bit of it, if that makes any sense. What's next?
Oh my God. Wait, I was watching Girls. So I'm on season 6 of Girls, which is so sad because I know most of her. And I didn't know how the show ended. And I'm like, unless something controversial happens in the next 2 episodes, I'm going to be like so fucking annoyed with how this show ended. And you'll understand once you're there. But who said this? Oh, I think it was, oh my God. I don't remember who said this, but someone, to Desi. I think it's Marnie talking to Desi. And
I don't know who that
Desi's
is.
like, oh my God. Okay.
I just started season 3.
Okay, you'll meet Desi soon. So Desi, he's an actor and whatever. You'll meet him. But so she says something and she's like, well, I thought you didn't want to do that. I thought you were afraid you'd get too famous. I was like, if that ate me. Well, I thought you were afraid you'd get too famous. Me, like, should I submit to Big Brother? I'm afraid I'll get too famous. Should I start a podcast? I'm afraid I'll get too famous. Some of the lines are just so fucking funny. But that's all I wanted to say about that. But you got to the crazy Marnie scene. And now, Phoebe, can you share a little bit on your Marnie journey? Like, are you fucking back on planet Earth?
Yeah, guys, I'm blinded by my love for Allison Williams.
I know.
And because she is she's the most beautiful woman alive.
She's so
gorgeous.
pretty and she's like perfect looking. Her teeth are perfect. But
and at her surface, Marnie, especially when you first meet Marnie, she seems like she's like a decent friend. Sure, she's a little like anal retentive and like a little much.
See, that's the difference between you and me because I can tell right away. Like it took you like about 2 full seasons to feel like this about Marnie. I met her and I was like, there's something off about you.
The difference between me and Caroline is I give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm like a wait and find out kind of girl.
Absolutely. And I'm like, I'm just waiting to be right. TikTok, I'm just waiting to be right again. Like it is hard to be the whistleblower. It's hard to be like, and there's something off about this one and no one believes you. And then it takes months and then they're like, wait, was Caroline right all along? And it's like, obviously.
Yeah.
Of course I was.
I'm just like, she is crazy. But Allison Williams plays her so well. So I've been able to hold both
She plays
things.
her
I've been
so
able,
well.
when I was finally able to be like, the fact that I hate Marnie so much is still me showing my support to Allison Williams. Because
just however you have to rewire that in your brain.
This character in a way that is like unbelievable how much you dislike this girl.
It's like we all know this person. And the thing also about Marnie that's crazy, and I can say this as someone who has 2 episodes left in the entire show, there's no growth. Like, there's no growth. And all of the characters have growth. Even Hannah has some growth. Not Marnie. Not
good for
Marnie.
I can't believe Lena Dunham. Did she like the scene where she cuts her hair before like she and Adam get back together? And how the scene when Adam's driver runs on the phone all the way to her
while she's having her OCD attack.
Yes, but
dude, okay.
And then he walks in.
How?
And I don't think he says this, but his face says, "You look like this now. You look like this now."
Yeah, you look like this now. That scene, that episode where she is on the phone with him and he's like, just stay on the phone with me, and runs all the way to her apartment, and then he picks her up and like carries her, and he just like takes care of her. Like, does it not just make you like,
it's really sweet?
Like, I'm just like, oh my God.
Okay, I'm not like an Amy Schumer. I don't like Amy Schumer, but they're
funny as fuck.
She's really funny in this show. She comes up.
Did you get ready in a hurry? That line. I knew it. I knew that was what you're gonna say. When like girlfriend that he ghosted is really good friends with Amy Schumer, and they all run into each other at Ray's coffee shop, and they come in, they're like, "That's Hannah," and Amy Schumer's like, "That's Hannah."
The girl is like,
"Did you get dressed in a hurry?"
and the girl like didn't want to get up at first, and Amy Schumer goes, "Oh no, we're
going over there." Yeah, no, it was, and I'm like, that is the friend you want by your side in that situation. Like, you need the Amy Schumer and girl's friend,
and she's pregnant with your kid. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah. It goes on and on, and
did
she
you get
finally
ready in a
she's
hurry?
not.
And it's like, yeah.
Did you get ready in a hurry? It's because she's like, I don't remember what she's wearing.
She's in like one of her fucking rompers, and she has a little clip in her hair that she's cut. So she doesn't need a clip. It's like like white framed glasses that are the clip.
So millennial. Yeah, no, that line has stuck with me. And I've been like waiting for you to get there, because I was like, I can't wait till you finish it and I finish it, so that when we hang out, we can just turn on a random episode of Girls.
It's so good.
You know, that's gonna be so nice.
Of Lena Dunham and Adam Driver, like, I think it's from, but something that makes this show so good is the way they just like, they don't try to make anybody in the show look prettier than they are. You know what I mean? Like, they are just like, this is exactly how real people in New York look when you walk around.
Yes.
And I really like that about the show. Like, the episode where she hooks up with the guy who comes into the coffee shop, and she's in that fucking romper that is a little small for her.
I can't remember.
The guy, it's where that famous gif of her when she turns around and she does her wave to the guy who's from The Conjuring.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, he just came back.
Oh, whoa. But she's like in her fucking romper that whole episode, and then she passes out in the shower.
It is so funny though, because like Hannah Horvath makes men, like, she pulls. Like, there's not a guy in New York she can't sleep with.
Unfortunately, Lena Dunham is all of us. She's the every woman, because if I wrote a show, I would be
doing the same shit.
I would be hooking up with the hottest people alive.
With everybody. But I'm also like,
but I would be pretty upset if the commentary was, wow, it's so cool how this character in the show pulls. It's so cool how this like normal looking girl.
I don't even mean because of how she acts. What I'm saying is, like, if you're fucking yourself, it's endearing. Like, people, like, there's something about her that they're just like, what? Like, I don't know why, but like, I guess we'll have sex now. Like,
yeah,
you're so, like, I can't figure you out. You're like, and she's just like, cannot be anything other than herself. And it's like, that's one of her greatest flaws and also one of her greatest gifts. Like,
exactly.
It just is. The show's just so good. I mean, Bowen and Matt said it. They were like, I kind of love that, like, in Girls, never one time did they make sex look good or fun or hot. Like, it looks the way sex is, which is bumpy and messy and like kind of weird and like not that hot. And that's good. Okay, I haven't watched The Studio yet, but I can't fucking wait. Have you been seeing all the discourse? Everyone on Earth is in it. Like, everyone on Earth is in it.
I'm excited.
I hear it's amazing. And I also, everyone's talking about The Pit.
Yeah,
have you noticed this?
It.
I'm like, let's talk about the Pit, the Pittsburgh. Like, how about we talk about the real Pit? Okay,
that's where it's set.
We're talking about the TV. I know that, Phoebe, but I'm like, no, everyone's talking about the Pit. Then I better see some respect put on the Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Because like, I feel like Pittsburgh's sort of like a joke.
Did you see what Baldan Dowd said?
I saw a tweet about it, but I don't remember. Refresh my.
She said, "Everybody keeps asking me if I've watched The Pit. My culture's not your costume."
You know, exactly. That's, you know, and she hit the nail on the head.
The thing about people from Pittsburgh and people that have visited Pittsburgh is that as soon as they leave, it's they've been evangelized. Because then it's like,
wait, Pittsburgh's
you want to tell everybody
like,
that it's me last night out with my friends, explaining all the museums. This is like
your every night out with your friends.
All the Love You museums that we have, and explaining them and going through them and explaining to people how you say Carnegie and it's not Carnegie, and all these. And they're like, and I also love when people get ready to correct you when they're like,
on your pronunciation.
Wait, what did you say? What did you call it? Carnegie?
That's never happened to me. Oh my God.
Hey guys, from his hometown, much. Thank you.
That's what it's called. Yeah. How about I called it that because that's what it's called.
And then I pushed you in the street.
Oh, it's his
how
name.
About that?
Put some respect on his name. Learn how to pronounce it. Would you call Chaperone Chappelle? No. So why would you call Andrew Carnegie? I
saw this reel, which is crazy. I hate saying that sentence, but it was
real?
This person,
or
a reel on Instagram. And it was this girl who was like, when you meet someone from Pittsburgh and DC and they like start like, or someone who's visited Pittsburgh and they're like, oh, I love Pittsburgh. All the little neighborhoods. We take our neighborhoods for granted in Pittsburgh. All the little neighborhoods.
We do. And you know what? Okay, let's call them boroughs. Okay. If New York can do it, we can do it. Let's call them boroughs. All the boroughs of Pittsburgh. I'm gonna be like, so what borough are you in? When I ask people like where in Pittsburgh they live, that's how I'm gonna start saying it.
It is just the single greatest city in the world.
And now we've said it. I know we've said it.
I want to get a hat
I am
that
gonna
says
bring
that.
Charleston into the mix, but
No, Pittsburgh beats
the
it.
greatest
Sorry.
city in the world. I'm the greatest
They're
city in the
different.
world.
They're not necessarily comparable. Charleston and Pittsburgh.
Well, that's for sure.
Pittsburgh is a metropolis.
Can I say one thing about this metropolis, though, is that the people aren't that cute. Like, that is the thing. When you're in Charleston, you're walking around, you're like, yeah. Like, Kelly was in Charleston. She was like, if I, like, went to school here, like, I like, can't even imagine, like, what. And I was like, no, I know. Like, everyone here is good looking. The guy that ruined my life, you guys, that I talked about last week, he was in the... Were you?
I was about to
literally,
say,
guys, there's like
someone who was on the cover of a magazine when Charleston was voted the most attractive city in America.
Literally, and the headline is like most attractive city, and it was like my boyfriend. It was the like that, and like he wasn't even the most attractive guy in Charleston. That's how attractive the people are in Charleston.
You're holding the magazine. You're like, but I thought you didn't want to do this. I thought it would make you too famous.
Yeah, I thought you were afraid you get too famous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't remember what I was saying about that.
We were just calling people
like, I was just like the people are. Oh right, okay. I was just like the people in Charleston are just like so good looking, and like then you really notice it. When you're like, oh, like everyone who walks down the street in Charleston is good looking. Everyone who walks down the street in Pittsburgh maybe isn't. But like they're all beautiful in their own way. They're beautiful on the inside.
They're really kind.
I'm gonna get canceled.
No, they're really kind.
They're really kind. And I remember actually this is crazy because when I went to a Broadway camp intensive, and I can't call it camp, but every time I call it camp, I think of Caroline Chisholm saying, we didn't go to camp, Caroline. That's not where we met. It was a musical theater intensive. She would get so annoyed when I called it camp. She's like, stop saying we met at theater camp. No, we didn't. She was like, it wasn't a camp. Anyway, at this theater intensive that I did with Caroline, my friend, I remember they had the guy from Carnegie Mellon come in and do like a masterclass with us and like talk to us about the program. And two funny things from this moment. Number one, I remember he walked in and I felt like a breath of fresh air. I was like, ugh, a Pittsburgh man.
Family.
There was just something, we're family. It was like, I get you, you get me. Like, but there was just something like so like endearing about him. It made me like, I was like missing home, and it made me feel like there was like a piece of home. So it is a Pittsburgh thing. But number two is that it's funny that, well, this is still number one. It's funny that I felt like that while I was in the South, because I was literally in North Carolina. So like everyone should have been
the thing
friendly,
about the South,
nice,
and I've
endearing.
noticed this,
that's like the whole thing.
I actually made the joke last night that especially on Easter and Christmas, it's like people are severed when they walk out of service on those days. It's like, wait, did we just sit through the same thing? You didn't hold the door for people? You're cutting people off in the parking lot?
And
did we just,
you guys know how we feel about that.
Did we just sit through the same message?
No, I know.
You're not holding the door for people directly behind you. And we're in the South. It's wild to me. And people in Pittsburgh, I think another thing about why there's such a like kinship when you meet people from Pittsburgh, and I do think it's different than what people have from other cities, is because even if you're not from Pittsburgh and you live there, there's a homegrownness to it, because it's not like a New York or a Chicago or like these cities that everybody moves to. It's like it feels like a small town, but it's still a big city.
It's like we made it out of the steel mills together.
Exactly. Really, it still has that like blue collarness to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
I think
I love
really
a blue collar
changes
town.
the kinds of people that know, the way people interact.
No, I agree. 100%.
I think the neighbor
100%.
Neighborliness is different in that city.
I wonder if that's also why. Well, and it's funny because anywhere you go, like if I see somebody wearing a Pittsburgh shirt, which I do everywhere, like in Charleston, like I was like sitting next to a man in a restaurant with the Pirates hat, and then I went to another restaurant that night, and I was sitting next to another person
at
in
my
a
gym.
Pirates
So
hat.
many people wear
it's crazy
Pittsburgh stuff,
and I wonder if that's part of why they like choose the Pittsburgh teams to be into, because it's like
there's
you root for a Pittsburgher, you know what I mean? Like they're not great right now. They're not great, but they're not bad, and it's like you can get fun, and it's a really fun like.
And there's still like there's like a history of winning, which people like. Even if we're not winning right now, we're the city of champions.
Right. One for the thumb, y'all. The other thing that I thought was funny about this man coming from Carnegie Mellon is I was like, because I was a theater kid, but I also was like a smart kid, and so mom and dad were like, I a lot of theater kids don't like have to be that smart, and that's like a thing. Like the schools really don't care like about that. It's like
athletes,
sports. Like they don't care. Yes. So I was like, well, that's going to be my leg up, is that I'm smart and that I'm going to have good SAT scores, and like that's going to be one of the things that like sets me apart. They're going to want to have a smart person too. And so I raised my hand. I'm like, so what do you have to get on the SAT to like get into the musical theater program at CMU? And he said, well, I mean, you can't get a 0. I was like, okay. Oh my God. Okay. And I was like, so this isn't going to help me.
So I guess I have to go to Harvard.
I guess I have to go to Harvard then. I remember just being like, because mom and dad were like, no, they're going to like you because of that, because you're smart. And they're going to be like, we want smart actors. And literally they're like, well, I mean,
okay, Ian Harding, show me the test scores.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, exactly. Show me the test scores. All right. Should we get into our rotations?
Let's do it.
Are you on Dream or am I?
No, I'm Nightmare.
Oh, God, I should have known that. Okay. Okay. I have some stuff written for Nightmare for next week, and like they're crazy. It's going to be kind of an insane rotation, just so you know. And guys, these are our 420 rotations, so this is an extra special one. Okay, I have a few options here, but I'm gonna okay. First up on here, I'm gonna put Shoshana from Girls. I love Shosh. I also love the nickname Shosh. I think it's so cute.
It kind of
funny.
reminds me of Phoebe.
Oh, it does have like a Phoebe kind of vibe to it. I just love her. She's, I think, probably the most likable character on the show. She's so funny and so cute. And like the way that every character actually on Girls, the way that they read their lines is like just perfect. Yeah. Like it's just so natural, inventive and good. Yes, exactly. Like I just,
like these people are those characters.
They're so tuned in. Yes. Like I would meet them on the street and like expect them to act that way, and some of them really might. Okay, next up is Kava. Holy fuck, you guys! I had never been to a Kava. Do you have them in Nashville? Probably.
Yes, we've got a bunch.
Oh my God, do you go?
I don't go super frequently. I'm more of a salad girl, and I know you can get salad there, but I love my chopped order. And sometimes Kava like makes it a little too complicated. Like I don't want to do all of the stuff. So I don't always go, but I do like it.
It's also like very reasonably priced. I went for the first time in Charleston, and like, I mean, I also am such a like Mediterranean food girl. Like it's like one of my faves. And so I went with Kelly, and I like could not believe how delicious my meal was. Like, oh my God, the pita. Oh my God. Like it was so good. I got the same thing every time I went. I got the Greek salad, and it was just like unbelievable. Like I literally am dreaming of Kava. If you saw my latest photo carousel, I did put the ride in shotgun with my hair undone, Kava in the passenger seat of my car. Like, girl, we are riding dirty. Kava commented, said, buckle me in. I was like, what was I thinking? You're right. Like I got home, Googled where is the closest Kava to me, 4 hours away. I was like,
well, that's crazy.
I'm not like,
there'll be one. I'm not like immediately saying no. There'll be one soon.
I hope. Well, I thought they were maybe going to put one in the Brugger's, because I think they're putting a root or something. It's like some kind of salad place.
Dude, that's a win.
Is awesome. If we can't have Brugger's, I would rather it be
that's going to be an awesome stretch. You got Jersey Mike's, Chipotle, a bowl. We've been missing like a bowl place there.
There's now also like a local kind of like farmers market grocery store type thing as well, where like Bridge City Beverage used to be, in that like strip next to like Pure Bar. It moved over, so the Fine Wine and Good Spirits moved. Have you been to the new one? It's like massive over by Marshall's, and then Bridge City
one's always been
also there. No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has.
It's like no, it has not. This was like a grand opening in the last like year.
I went to that, but the one by Kohl's.
No, the one by Marshall's.
Oh, Marshall's. I was picturing the South Hills.
No, Marshall's. Yeah, so they moved it over there. Anyway, okay, so Kava, and then finally, I don't know if you've seen, but actually, never mind. Screw that. I'm switching it up. We watched He's Just Not That Into You last night.
I almost watched that in place of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I texted my friends and gave them the option.
You knew.
And they picked that one.
Okay, your friends need to be studied because that's insane.
The Oompa Loompa songs are so
that movie
fire.
is so good. Like, he's just not that into you. And Justin Long's character in that is just Nick Vile doing the Vile Files. Ugh. Like, that's all he is. When he's just like, look, there is, like, he's not, like, he's just telling her bluntly. I remember being like, this is gold. I need to watch this and write down everything that's said. Like, that's how I felt about that movie. And I think I talked about this recently, but like, it's based on a nonfiction, like, self-help book for dating that I purchased in like 8th grade.
We've definitely, like, I think we mentioned that at least once a month.
Yeah. And I just watched the movie again last night and I was like, and good for me. And that's why I was the way I was. That's why I was like, oh, it's a science. Oh, you can pretty much get anybody to like you. Like, I'll teach you how. Just read this book and then hang with me and you'll figure it out. Like, it's not that hard. And it's also not that hard to figure out when someone doesn't like you. And I just think that should be required reading. Maybe not in middle school, but the movie, oh, so fucking good. And ScarJo looks gorgeous in it. It's a great, great look for ScarJo, Phoebe's doppelganger.
Thank you.
All right. That's my rotation. Happy 420.
Mine is Facebook. Why is it so hard to log in? Why is it so hard to log in?
It is kind of a nuisance to log into Facebook.
I'm only logged in on my phone, and God forbid it ever logs me out. Because for some reason, anytime I do my verification code, to like anytime I put my password in, which is correct, it still has to verify. It never texts my number. It says text sent. I've never gotten a text from Facebook.
Then you need to go, once you're in Facebook, you need to go change your phone number.
It is my phone number.
It can't be if you're not getting a text.
It is. I've made sure of it. Anyway, so that's that. Next is Jesse Solomon. Tired of it.
And as he should be. It was ridiculous watching him and Lexi on last week's episode of Summer House. Like, him telling her he loves her and like wanting her to say it. I'm just like, I'm sorry. You don't get to act like this. Like, such a fucking piece of shit about this girl. Like, you're like, okay. You don't get to like embarrass her like this. Are you
just not going to say you know what's happened?
I did. I said, okay. Phoebe had a bunch of balloons, animatronic balloons flying around her head.
Didn't like that.
You didn't even do it on my birthday. So it's like, now I feel kind of mad.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Anyway, that's all I need to say about Jesse Solomon. Sorry.
Jesse's on there. And then the last is people that are severed after church. I don't understand it. It really like took me out of it yesterday. It didn't happen this morning. It was much better. People and because it was 7 a.m., I feel like the people that were there were like people that get it. And then Saturday at 4 p.m. maybe was for people who were like, well, we're gonna do like a bunch of stuff on Sunday, so let's just not go on Sunday.
For sure.
So
for sure.
It was just like I walked in and the people in my church are very friendly. Like, mom is not like when I took mom there on Mother's Day, like, it's very friendly. People are very hospitable. I like walk in the door. I walk in every week and there's a little photo booth where there's like a line of people getting ready to take their picture.
Yeah.
And I walk in front, not in front of the camera.
Not a photo booth in church.
But I walk like through the line of people and I hear this woman go, you need to make sure she knows there's a line.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm good.
Did you whirl around and like look at her? Like, did you say something?
No, of course not.
Oh my God. I would have turned around. I don't know what I would have said, but it would have been a bad day for that woman. Like, she would have been like, we're in church. And I would have been like, yeah, we are. You so take that out. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out, Phoebe. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out. Take that out. I have to make a whole scene or she won't do it. Take it out, Phoebe.
Just
hear me now.
Just
take it out.
Word or the whole thing that you just said?
Well, I don't know. Use your. I mean, if I'll be lucky if you take the word out. So honestly, whatever you need to do.
Anyway,
I was just trying to get your attention while you're editing.
It just put a bad taste in my mouth. That's all. It just is a little.
That kind of shit makes me so mad. When like someone, I'm like, you didn't want to think before you spoke because you could have waited on that for 2 more Mississippis and seen me walk right past this line.
That and also like, why would you,
like actually
someone needs to make sure she knows there's a line. Why don't you tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, hey, we're all waiting in line. The back of the line's over there. Like, there's a
she's like looking at her like, hello, is anybody seeing this? Someone needs to make sure she knows. She like points to you. She's like, it's her. Let her know. Let's stone her. Let's stone her like they did Mary Magdalene. Yeah. Like it's like that kind of thing.
Anyway, so yeah, that just not the weekend to be acting like that.
That's honestly like a really astute observation and it's so real. People being severed at church, because like why is it that like the meanest people ever are like the people who were like running CCD and stuff?
I know.
It was like,
and
why are you being
wonder
so
why
mean?
numbers are down.
All this to say, you guys, I am obviously excited that people go to church, but I just had to get that thought out there. This was me editing, by the way.
And you wonder why we felt, yeah, literally. You wonder why morale is low. Anyway, okay. Well, those are our rotations. I know this was a really long episode, but we had so much to discuss. And I just love gabbing with you on these high holy holidays. So thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you tune in on Thursday. We're releasing a Pretty Little Punch Bowl episode everywhere. These episodes are super fun. They're a little bit more,
Kooky.
we speak a little more freely. And they're a little more kooky because they were on Patreon, but I think you'll enjoy it.
There might be a
diving.
There might be a cancelable Aria take this Thursday.
There could totally be a cancelable take on even anybody, but especially Aria. And you know she's always catching strays, so make sure you tune into that on Thursday. And then we'll have a pilot recap this weekend for honorary Connell sisters on the Patreon. And next week, you guys, May 1st, we are starting season 7 of Pretty Little Liars, which is freaking bonkers. And Phoebe will be able to regale us with stories of the Brat Tour. And then the next week, I'll be able to do the same. And we can compare, and it's going to be so fun. Also, guys, if you could, it would mean so much if you could take 1 second, please, and leave us a review. Please, please, please. I'm not seeing reviews come in as much as I want. And I'm not like blaming you guys, but like I can't do it myself. So if you guys could just go leave some reviews, that would really be great. And if you already did it, only positive ones, but honestly, haters make you famous. I don't care anymore. Test that theory. See, I don't know. I care deeply. But anyway, if you have already reviewed, send it to 5 people and make them review. Okay? Thank you. We love you guys so much, and we will see you next week for season 7. And splat. Oh.